flame is lit, truth will gather.
Alafia from number 11 of Barista Stone. Peace and blessings to the tribe. How we feeling tonight?
Oh yeah, we good.
Feeling wonderful. Feeling wonderful.
Man, it's love, man. We getting love away from London, England. That's what's up. Ain't in it.
Oh, that's fire.
And it's kind of dope because for that brother to be the first one in, because we're gonna talk about some things tonight. We talking about relics and antiquities. We getting on our grown man saying artifacts and antiquities and things of that nature. And we got brother Vibes from New York in the building. We got Hawkeye from Texas in the building. We know now. Never has it been made so clear. With Young Elder in the building for Louisiana, and you already got your Mukawa Prince of the South, you know what I'm saying, from Florida right in the building. And tonight we wanted to focus on some antiquities. The last couple of weeks, a lot of us have been going around collecting artifacts, antiquities, and things of that nature, and bringing it back to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? I feel real good about that because it's like, yo, we can talk about it or we can go out there and get our stuff back. So with that being said, Bobs, I know you want a limited time. Introduce yourself and tell us what you're presenting to the tribe tonight.
How you doing? Yo, Orisha Stone, I gotta first thank you for inviting me. Every time I join, I always never forget to say thank you for inviting me to the podcast, 100%. So I'm gonna be introducing like a couple of artifacts as well as coins. And you know what's crazy is I was on my way today to pick up another artifact from like Egyptian artifact, like a pendant. But since I was taking public transportation, somehow, some way, I don't know. Hopefully the person is okay, but they got struck by a train and prevented me from going. So couldn't show you what I really wanted to show you today. But next time, tomorrow's another day. But the first thing I want to start off with is, of course, this dagger. This is Lord Ganesh. Um, which plus it has a dragon. But with Lord Ganesh is this background story of him. Be in mind, I'm still doing more research. I still got to do more research rather. But his background was he was created from clay from his mother. I forgot her name, but she wanted protection from basically when she was taking a shower, she wanted protection like a guard for her bath so no one would come in. So what happened was he was doing his job, and then her husband came, and then he was trying to enter the bath, and he stopped. Lord Ganesh stopped him, and then his father cut off his head, basically, 100%. And then when that happened, they went to get an elephant head, but for some reason, while I was also doing research, it's not really elephant head. It's like I can't pronounce the word, but it's like a ganifsha or something like that. That they found, which is basically another like their deities, which was like reformed in different like animals or just different faces, things like that. So he took the form of the elephant, which was another deity. And what this is what what his symbol is he is a symbol of basically clearing obstacles as well as making obstacles. That's why there's like a new like a knot type situation right here. And with the obstacles, what he does is like if you're trying to grow, he'll give you the obstacles to pass through so you could actually make it. And then the warrior is to defeat obstacles. And he's also is like known for wisdom as well. Now, how I got this dagger, the dragon is interesting too, but how I got this dagger was be in mind, when I picked this up, I had no clue what this was, honestly. I'm West Indian, like I'm part Trinidadian as well. Like my mother is very in tune with the spiritual world and everything like that. But it just was a calling for me. And then I picked it up and I was like, yeah, I gotta have it. And it has like two serpents in the back, which is crazy too, because serpents is definitely powerful as well. But yeah,
And I got a
the
question.
coins.
What material is that's made out of? Because like I got
Oh,
some copper. Is
yeah.
it copper?
Yeah, I'm thinking copper or like bronze or something like that, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
copper and
But
bronze.
it
That's what it
definitely,
looked like. The
yeah.
copper, the green part. Yeah.
Yep. I feel like if I clean it up, it will show it different, but I like it as is right now. You know
Leave
what
it
I'm
as
Yeah,
saying?
right.
that's
Right.
probably made something that's sturdy. It's probably made out of
Yeah.
brass, and we already know brass is 85% copper. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
nice and sturdy. That's a ritualistic piece. That's a spiritual
Yeah,
warrior piece.
100. Yes, sir.
That's like 3 in 1. I see the Ganesh, and Ganesh within itself is a lot of symbolism, right?
Yes, sir.
All those weapons in the Ganesh hands represent a different kind of weapon or things we can utilize. Where the bottom part is a sharp part of a Vajra, which is a spiritual weapon. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual, it destroys entities and demons that come against you. The dragon, man, there's a lot going on in that whole piece, man. That's a
You
powerful piece.
understand? Like I'm still doing research, and you're right. When I was doing research as well, this was like for warding off evil as well as like
Abundance, prosperity. The elephant in all traditions
yeah,
represents abundance. You know what
and
I'm saying?
wisdom.
And wisdom.
Facts.
I say that's
Ashe,
dope. That's
ashe.
dope.
Yes, and the
Yo,
feminine, the feminine.
man. No, well,
Feminine and
actually,
masculine. It's divine. It's divine. It's
yeah, I was
both.
about to say, yeah,
It's
because
both.
when it gets to the
Yeah.
bells, bells and singing bowls, that represents the feminine. But when you start going to the knives and the vajra or the dorje,
Yeah.
that represents the divine masculine. That's why they
Okay.
always, to be honest with you, nowadays we look for the women to dance for us, but back in the day we used to dance for them. You know what I'm saying? That's how, you know what I'm saying, do the sacred warrior dance. Uh, I'm gonna move around the room real quick. That was dope, Hawkeye.
Sir.
You know, I mean, all vibes. Hawkeye, what you got for us tonight? You've been on it for the last couple of weeks. What you
Yeah,
bring?
yeah. You know, we've been vibing, just collecting some things, and I'd like to first, before I start off, I want to say thanks as always for having me on for sure. But today is a special day for me because today is my mother's birthday. So I just want to say, first of all, shout out to my moms,
Birthday
um,
man. Deuce.
give her some thanks, and then move on and show what I got. But I'd like to start out with, first of all, this is a Mayan Aztec burial mask. Um, these are, prevalent today. You can find these in several different areas, but mainly the history of these comes from Mesoamerica. And I'm highlighting these today because I want us to understand. We might hear that term, Mesoamerica. That's more in the Gulf, the Mexico Gulf region. But I want us to understand that the Olmecs predated what they call Mayan and Aztec. So this is really, our culture that is heavily influenced by us. So these masks were used, about anywhere from 1200 to 400 BC, 900 to 400 BC, and post 400 BC. So I have this one here that these are actual stone pieces. It's not ceramic. Like for instance, here you have the white is the quartz. You have turquoise.
That looks like mother of pearl.
Yes,
The
it
white,
may be mother of pearl as well.
yeah, the
Some are made
reflection
of
on
mother of
the
pearl.
pearl. Yeah.
I just picked this up, so I haven't really identified exactly which one this is, but these are definitely this one's turquoise. This is obsidian, and then brown reddish. That may be some type of agate. Okay.
Hold it to the screen.
I'm sorry.
Hold it
Yes,
to
the
the screen.
brown reddish may be some type of agate there. But then I want to highlight, you see that little flashes of color right beneath the eyes? I don't know if you see that or not, but that's abalone shell
I say.
right beneath the eyes. And so to me, that is significant as this is a burial mass. It's showing a release. It's identified with tears is what I see. This particular mask, you can find these. They range, various prices based on the quality. But this is a pretty uniform mask that I picked up. So this is more of a colorful mask that I have. I want to show you. I picked up two, so I want to show you another one too as well. Let me grab that very quickly. And these are, let me say this, these are actually life-size mask. So as you can tell, I can put this on. It's so new. I haven't really cleaned this yet, so I don't want to put it on and have the Jim Carrey action happen.
I was just about to say, look, look, I
I
don't
was
catch
just
that
about to
back.
ask, you know, I
Yeah,
would have put it
yeah,
on
yeah,
until
yeah.
you
Now,
yeah.
now I actually did cleanse it with some smoke, but I hadn't cleaned it up and everything yet. So I'm just gonna leave that alone as far as putting it on. But I just wanted to show you that it's an actual size mask. Now, this one is an actual size mask too, but it has a base. So this is more for a display item. But this is also a burial mask, just a different kind. You can see here the obsidian, the abalone shell. This one is around the mouth here, and the mother of pearl as well. It's got some abalone shell right at the top too. So they come in different, various colors and different stones, but these are the two that I currently have. So these are very powerful masks to remind us that anytime you hear the word Mayan or Aztec, we're the forefathers. Okay, so just remember that. This is our culture. Okay, so these are two nice pieces that I have, and very proud to have in my collection. So that's what I'm starting out with. I can go into more about those, but I think maybe I'll kick it back to the host and let him move it around just a little bit because we definitely got some more to talk about.
Yeah, we got some more. We're gonna do this for a minute. You know,
I can say something on his mask.
what's that, young elder?
I can say something on his mask before you get to the next thing.
No, I was about to ask you just now. Yeah, what you see?
Okay, so two things. Okay, so he mentioned the Olmecs, the Mayans, and the Aztecs. And then the Dogongs is another people that tie into the mask thing. Now, he's right when he say the Olmecs are the oldest. We are the Olmecs. The Olmecs also another name for them on the other side of the mirror is the Bantu people, right? And they was over here too, right? And they did the big helmets and all that. That's what you're looking at. The big lips, big nose features, the Bantu. And we are that's our ancestors. And then when there was another group that's older than them. It's another group that's older than the Almacs that was over here, and they call it Twi. And they short. They only get so high. Now, when they was over here, how you get the Mayans and the Aztecs is who are our children is that Hoshin. It's another group called Hoshin. They were dark skinned, aged. They come out of the Sands man. They got this slanted eyes. And when they came over here, they mixed in with. It was actually the Dogongs was over here too. They were the ones that were doing the mass thing. They switched them out with the Hope, called them the Hopis, but that was the Dogon people. And they switched them out with Siberians and called them Hopi, but that was the Dogons. They was already over here digging in the Grand Canyons. And they the ones that did started the mask, right? They got all these rituals and ceremonies with the mask. All right. And then that incorporated down into the Mayan culture. All right. So the Mayans are the Hoshin and the Twi. That's why the Mayans were short people, like the Twi. When you say the Mayans are the Twi people, I got pictures of the Twi, of them dark skinned people short. They just switched the name. The Mayan means illusion. That's what that means. Mayan means illusion. So the Mayans come out of the Twi mixing with Hoshin, and then the Aztecs come out of. And I'm going to be done after this. The Aztecs come out of the Hoshin mixing with the Olmecs. And then the Olmecs and the Hoshin mixing, they came from China in the 400s, created them, and they brought the dragon worship over with them because he just showed the dragons. They brought the dragon over from India because the Hindus are the dragon influence because they came with the Naga worship, the
Now
worship of these Naga beings.
I'm gonna say this. I agree with everything up until that part right there. They didn't bring it over here. Quetzalcoatl is older. Buddha's mother's name is what? What is Buddha's mama's name?
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Buddha's mother's name is Maya. Everything they telling us went vice versa. Now I will say the one thing that a lot of people won't say, the Olmec civilization, and it tells you
I can agree with you. I ain't gonna disagree with you. Let me finish what I'm saying.
The dragon part started over here. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna disagree with you, but the Hindus brought it to the planet. That's what I meant to say. The Hindus brought the Naga worship to the planet. We weren't worshiping dragons on Earth before the Hindus. The Hindus is the one that brought it. So I can agree with you that it was over here first because I agree that they landed in California first. These guys that I'm telling you about, they landed in California, and then when they came with the dragon worship, we pushed them down. So I can go with that perspective now that it's over here. I ain't disagreeing with that. I'm just saying the people who worship these beings were Hindus, and they worship these Nagas who came from a planet called Bhagabuti. And that's what Ganesh and all them connect with the Hindu culture. Ganesh really is an extraterrestrial from an extraterrestrial race called the Derus.
Go ahead.
They worship them in India too. They got elephant trunk nose, they got a human body, they real obese. They live underground in advanced cave systems with another group that control them called the Terus. They got cone heads, you got cone-shaped heads, right? And then it's another group called the Nalco. They got big double-sided heads. And some of these groups came up mixed with humans. But like I said, to make a long story short, that dragon worship or the Mayan thing, like I said, it ain't bad because these some people say dragons are bad because it's because of the Bible, right? But in other Christianity perspectives, but these Naga beings were essentially benevolent beings, the guardians. And they came to fight against the bad beings, and they came back looking human. And they came, like I was telling people earlier, they came in some ships called Vermanas, and they were stepstone pyramid shaped ships. And keep in mind a king cobra. That's why in our culture we wore the cobra on our headdress. If you go look up a king cobra, they the only cobra that builds a mound. So those masks connect with the ancient Egyptians. As make along and we are the word Egyptian is a misnomer really, but when I say Egyptian, you get with the cobra head just all that. The mask, we started it. We started the mask. The Dogons was one of the groups of the ancient Egyptians that started the mask, and they really was to emulate these extraterrestrial beings that were coming. They were making masks that tried to look like them. Yeah, and then they start molding. See that? I say you see the cobra, right? So they'll tell you that cobra, and then it's a bird on the other side. They'll tell you that's represents Lower Egypt. The bird, the cobra, because it slide on the ground. And then the bird, because it fly Upper Egypt, because it fly. No, that's just a lower level information. That represents a bloodline. That bloodline is the Naga bloodline that I'm telling you about. These Hindus. We got them people in us that came and I here landed in California. So I ain't disagreeing when you say it was over here first. I can agree with you at this point based on the information that I done came to at this point that them people landed over here. They brought the weed and everything, and that's why the strongest shit is in California. Well, no matter where you go around the world, the strongest shit. Like I'd have been in Jamaica or in Amsterdam, all them places, and we take shit from over here to over there. They say, "Oh, that shit you got is too strong," and I say, "Damn it, y'all supposed to be with now." But the shit, them people they brought the shit down and started growing it in the mountains in California first. The original strand is in California. That's what make me say. And I got so much other shit too to line up what you saying about the Naga beings being in America first. I got so much other shit, but the storyline that we was told though, and that is that. Damn, I don't know how long I've been talking, but the thing is, the storyline that I'm gonna just cut off after this. The storyline we was told is that this dragon worship, because if you go look at China, they got the dragon on their flag. The old flag got the dragon. They all about the dragon. And if you go into ancient over there into the India, they got the dragon everywhere. But they call them Naga, right? So it all connects. But yeah, I just want to say that Dogon, the Mayans are us. It's just a daughter tribe of the whole Shin mixing in with us. Twa with the Twa. And Buddha is a Bantu because I'm gonna tell you that if you look at his hair, just look at his hair. Look at his hair. Look at he if you can look at him, the Bantu
That's for
people was
sure.
already in that land. The Bantu people was already in Asia, pretty much already had spanned the world already with the Twa and the Sandsman, the Hindu, the four original races, the Twa, Sandsman, Hindu, and then there was one more other, the Watusis. Those four people, four races. Go ahead, though.
No, man. Look, I got to tag team in with you because you be trying to go over their head so fast. When you said they landed in the root chakra of the earth, right? Because that's what initially the West Coast is when Mount
Yeah, that's in
Shasta.
California.
So
What
you
they
was
call
over there,
California.
you said that, but you actually on some because there's a lot of different entities that go back and forth, especially through Mount Shasta area. That's why you got some of the best shrooms from over there, and like you said, a lot of these other plant medicines.
Yeah,
The social aspect
strong as
of it.
shit.
Because like I say, Tahuti, Thoth, those are all the same entity, just transmuting bodies. So I'm not when it comes to antiquities and stuff and artifacts, I'm not quite sure exactly which one came first, but I know when they say the fertile, when you're reading the Bible or you're reading the tablets and they say something about the fertile crescent is the Golden Gulf Coast, the GGC. That's all throughout Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way. That was the fertile crescent. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta realize Florida. So matter of fact, and I'll be doing y'all injustice because I'm gonna show you my little dragons too. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some dragons that's hundreds of years old, and I rock with all of them. All of them represent a different lesson or a different tier of knowledge. Quetzalcoatl, Chief, do you got that Quetzalcoatl statue on hand?
Oh, you know I do. You know I do. I was actually gonna talk about it, but I go ahead and show it. But
do you think, man?
It's right there. It's right there. That's Quetzalcoatl right there. Nice little piece. Show you dragon. I give you the front view, side view, 360 view. Now this is a miniature. Orisha Stone is about to receive a full-size version of this.
That's fire.
This is exactly what we're talking about right here. You know,
that's history in itself. Now, the reason I like these things, like I said, I'm not on to the idols. I don't look at idols. I look at relics and antiquities. I also look at walkie-talkies. What do I mean when I say walkie-talkies? These antiques and the artifacts you can use to communicate. That dragon spear that Vibes has, he can use that for the Dragon Eye ritual and get results. So I'm saying, bring things tangible. And we can talk about that because, like I say, this is all dragon draconian magic, which is also the great masters, Tahuti, all these different things. Quetzalcoatl. What did they teach? This was gonna really fuck their head up. Everybody that got y'all out here sacrificing chickens and killing goats and everything else. Wait a minute. In the American juju, Quetzalcoatl, our Lord and Savior, came down and said, "No, we ain't doing all that damn blood sacrifice and everything else. You want to give blood, give of yourself. If you wanna sacrifice something, sacrifice your time to me. Dedicate your times. You know what I'm saying? Offer your time to me. Learn about the land. Now, this is just one statue. That one statue, yes, that one statue said all that plus more. That one statue is talking about the deity that brought the calendar, that brought a lot of different things. They'll say the Aztec, they'll say the Mayan, but the reason I say, we go because that statue is way older than the Aztec and the Mayan. They had that same statue on the pyramids off the coast of Cuba. Off the coast of Cuba, this underwater pyramids off the coast of Cuba. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 100%. What's that?
You know why?
Tell me, teach me. Shit.
Because that statue represent this land because that represent Inky and Tahuti. Because Inky was the carried that title, and then Tahuti carried the title, Quetzalcoatl, and it's a whole storyline behind the gold and how this was the land of Nod, and how that Tahuti, this was Tahuti land. I mean, Inky land, and that was calling Cuba and all that was a part of the Abzu. They switched it around. They telling you the Abzu's over what they call it. It really was what Cuba and Florida. That's really what it was. I'm telling you. And that dragon, because Inky was part of these beings, the original beings from this planet. One side of his bloodline was from these dragons or these Dragonian beings who are the original rightful heirs to the planet. They was here before the anarchies came. And so when a new came here and they made a gold exchange with those people. The people who's going with that statue, but they look more. They had took on more of a humanoid form. They could take on more of a humanoid form in this dimension. And essentially, Anu married the princess of those people, and boom, birth Inky. And Inky was a water guy. He stayed. He's always in the water. And so that's why you talk about when you talk and then dealing with the gold. So that's why that statue is a powerful statue because it in their culture down there in the old Olmec culture that represents a promise that Inky told him that he gonna return after a certain after I think it was 56 cycles or so that he was gonna return, but he never did. But Abu Bakr returned as the dragon, and they gave him a whole bunch of gold when he came over here. Abu
We're gonna
Bakr the
talk about
second.
it. Look, you like it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Trust me, we're about to talk about that.
Go
I
ahead, go
need to
ahead.
get
Well,
back
I don't want to go too long on that, but
no.
yeah.
I just want to take vibes real quick because he about to get out. He about to catch up real quick. But no, you on it,
Oh,
Chief.
shit.
Everything you just said, we about to
Okay.
hit him with the heart and the facts. You know what I'm saying? The artifacts.
Yeah.
Just what you just said about that dragon represents America. America literally translates into the land of the plumed
Amaru.
serpent. Amaru, the
Yeah,
land of the
Amaru.
plumed serpent.
Yeah.
The land of the plumed serpent. And like you always be talking about the ancient Tartaria or whatever, they use these little words to say Tartaria, but the whole time it's the whole Naga kingdom or the Z dynasty that goes all the way into the Cambodias because they got the same Olmec spaces over there, but they got their own style. We all had to represent from our own angles. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, going back to the Cambodia, Vibes, what you got for us when you get out of here, Chief?
Yo, speaking of dragons, it's crazy. But I got the deity Jambalaya. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing his name right. But he's a Buddhist god of wealth. So he basically prevents from poverty and just gives you generosity and wealth. And the crazy thing is, I got this the same thing as this. So it's crazy. But when I
Wow.
was doing more research, yeah, right. When I was doing more research, though, I should be meditating with this because you can actually do affirmations
Mantras.
and actually, you know, it's so
Mantras.
much more mantras. Yeah, 100%, definitely mantras about for this. And then I felt like this was like a bell because I was like, I'm looking through it, so I felt like something was like dingling or something like that, but I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
too sure. But I got it as is.
That's
But yeah,
silver?
so
that's a
You
nice
want
feat.
Bro, everything is
That's a nice feat.
vibration. We talk about this. We talk about the Omeg. We talk about
mhm,
why do you think the bell represents the woman, right? The bell represents wisdom. The bell goes on vibrations. I'm gonna take you one further than that. When we start studying ancient Benin and Dahomey and the African bronzes and how smart they were, we talking about singing bowls, but they had all sorts of vibration of bells. So as soon as you hear the bell,
mhm,
Yeah,
you can feel it.
you
right.
see what I'm saying? You feel the vibration going through that copper. Nobody caught, bro. I'm dead serious. Nobody caught the in 2020. Nobody caught nothing because we were in a bronze kingdom. What does brass and bronze, copper, silver do? It eats up bacteria and viruses. It went over the head. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can buy. You can most definitely. It's brass, it's bronze. Our ancestors didn't do that for no reason. That's already an alchemical
Word.
process. It's all the way out their way, and it's sitting on that deity is sitting on top of a food
A
dog. Oh, no,
dragon.
a dragon,
Oh,
a turtle dragon.
yeah, facts.
The turtle
Right.
dragon
I was
represents a
like, wow.
Is that silver?
The
Hold
turtle
it. Is that
represents
silver plated? Is that silver
Say again.
plated, bro? Is that silver
no,
plated?
Nah, I think this is copper too, low key.
Yeah, it might be
It might
copper
be,
with silver
yeah, it's
plated though.
definitely, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It might be
definitely.
silver plated.
brass
Yeah,
is still copper. You know what I'm saying? Brass is just,
Hmm.
it's still 85% copper, but I
yeah.
can tell artwork from what that's
This one's
probably
green.
that's nice right there, man. You want to put that on
It's
your
like
shrine?
copper plated silver.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like
But
a
this
thin, it's
got
like a
weight
thin
to it too.
coated
I ain't
silver.
gonna lie to you. There's definitely
Yeah.
some
What
weight
is
though.
that over the top?
So it's like a lotus. It's
Oh,
definitely a
I
lotus
see.
flower.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
y'all
with
keep
Well,
in
well,
mind.
Buddha and
mhm,
Lotus. Yeah, definitely, definitely,
Yo,
mhm,
keep
definitely
in
for the top.
mind they
with the
they lie to
festival.
us and tell us that these because they try to mix us up with the words, right? The Hindu, right? And they say if somebody looking at that, they'll say that's Hindu, right?
No,
But
no,
that's
Buddha's
really
from India.
Buddha.
Bantu. That's
Yeah.
really Bantu people. right? That's
Oh,
us. That's
we're
us.
gonna get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
it's
D,
funny.
everything you
Everything
said
is
was
us,
on point.
real. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's the Bantu people.
everything you said
They
earlier
found
when you
that statue in the Grand Canyon. They found a statue just like that in the Grand
Mm.
Canyon.
gotta get on it.
And this is
Listen, you gotta
like,
get on it. And then before you leave, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna raise you one
yes, sir.
higher. We can gotta get out the images, even in the idea of saying Buddha. Buddha's what they gave
Yep.
us. I'm gonna tell you one higher. Go look up the Sambo. Look up the
Sambo, yeah.
Cambodian Sambo
Yeah.
statues, the largest
Mhm.
statue of a black man. And brothers been
Mhm.
talking about the mask, right? Now I
Yep.
have an open mask on. Vibes, what mask you got on?
King, well, it's a pharaoh, but King Tut facts.
That's the fire.
I'm assuming,
Yeah.
with the
Fire.
them in desert glass in the back.
Ooh, that's nice with the desert glass in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nature.
that's
Classic.
fire vibes.
So
Yeah,
you
I like
see,
that.
break down science and history is
Oh,
just for that. And
I
it's
like
not King
that.
Tut. Just let you know, Vibes. I didn't do that after King Tut. That was just off of a pharaoh. There's thousands
yeah,
of
I'm
pharaohs.
jacking King
You
Tut, bro.
know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
I know there's mad pharaohs. You're right. You're right. There's
Yeah, you
mad
know what I'm
pharaohs.
saying.
Yeah.
So King Tut isn't. They give us these stories, and that just be the damn throw off. Just like bro just said, we know about Mensa Musa. We don't know about Mensa Abukari II, and what he did,
Facts.
or Montezuma.
Oh
And I
yeah,
haven't just
fire,
put the
boy.
Indian
Bust it
chief
down.
back. You know what I'm saying? Had to
Oh
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
it
that's
that's
back.
fire.
combo.
Just to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now
And then
that
Now what
joint
is that?
there
also got
look
the
Is
thick
that
like a
5?
joint.
No, that's a 10 ounce. Is that 5
5
or 10?
ounce. No, it's
That's
5.
one? Okay, just look kind
5.
of big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sheesh. And then this is the 1 ounce right here.
Yeah, that's
Fire.
nice.
Only if I knew who these
That a
chief
different
Indians were.
one?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, these Indian.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then this
people,
is
if
the
you
Buddhist one.
watching, he's showing real money. He's showing real money right here.
There it
This is
is.
real stuff.
There it is.
Not no fiat. This ain't fiat. This is real
Right.
money. Yeah.
Yes,
And that's
sir.
real indigenous money. That's a
They
plus.
really
Yeah,
got
it's real money right here.
They got to
And I
sleep
just
on top
brought
of
it
the
back.
couch.
Since Penny is going, I was like, let me get this 5 ounce penny just for the heck of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
last one, the last mint coming out 25. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a collector's piece
Yeah.
right there.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be worth something.
That's
in
real
the
money,
future.
man. Real
Yep.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice vibes.
Thank you, my
Yeah,
brothers.
nice pieces.
I don't think you can find this right now. I think they all out of stock, low key.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Right,
definitely
I
nice.
appreciate that. You can stay as long
Yes,
as you
sir.
want, but we got to get back to what young elder was saying because he
All
dropped a
right,
lot
God.
of hints in there, Chief.
All right,
Facts.
peace vibes.
Yeah,
Peace, God.
I mean, I appreciate guys. Stay as long as you want.
Peace.
I'll let you know I got to get back to him because I kind of cut his wisdom. Chief,
I
you were
should.
saying a lot, bro, and you be saying a lot. And sometimes I got to rewind the tape, and everything he just said, you can study and hear what people say, and you can also study the artifacts. Everything what this brother just showed was the brass and bronze that all these ancient people knew about. They knew about the ancient wisdom of the bell. And we know that by the Naga, we know about the Vajra, the sacred diamond, the indestructible diamond. We know who Sembo is. If you don't know, you got a cell phone. That's what the artifacts do. They tell you who they are. Hold on for a second.
Say
This
that
right
again.
here,
Break that down again. The artifacts.
the artifacts. We don't even have to argue no more.
The art of facts, baby.
Hold on, let me see something real quick.
Man, that's a
Yeah.
fire ass piece right there, boy. That boy
Now,
crushing with that piece.
First off, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But there's several of these made, right? This is the great chief of Florida, of the old world Florida, right? This tells a history. I'm gonna have to pull the notes out, but this is a history. I don't really like touching it, right? But it was funny that I got this at a market, right? I'm in a flea market, and it's this 1 out of a million statue that didn't have no stones on it. Found the one person that could put the right stone, that even knew what stones were supposed to go on it. When dude saw it, it was the old preacher man. It was an old preacher man, right? In the church. But the preacher man, first thing he do is whisper to me and say, "You know who that is, right?" I look at him and say, who you think it is? School, teach me something. He say, "It's Shingo Macho." I know it wasn't Shingo Macho, but it's telling a story, right? So he thinks he getting out on me. He gave me a little price. I went ahead and bought it from him. But going back to that, it was the preacher man that knew exactly what this was. You know, it was knew what energy it was. This is Chief Centurira. These statues were stolen from the gold vault in Germany, right? Or would you always say, even when we were over here in on our indigenous shit, they were still calling us Moors. They just mixed up the word, like you were saying. This is in the 1540. This is what they were calling us in America. This Chief Centurira, not only was he the chief of Florida, and when I say Florida, I'm talking about everything from South Georgia all the way to West Florida, which being Louisiana. This is me making
Yeah.
this up. You look up Chief Santarira of Timukawa Nation. He was born in Turkey Scratch. He was born over here in the Circle Mounds. The biggest mounds in Florida is where they put FAMU, rattlesnake territory, right? They put FAMU of the Serpent School on top of the highest mountain in Tallahassee, but the highest mountain in Florida is Turkey Scratch. And they say this is one of the reasons I say a lot of stuff started over here, because if you look at the age, and I'm gonna go videotape it on the 17th. If you look at the time that they're stating it, they're not saying that, oh, this was influenced by the Mayan or the Olmec. They're saying this was going on at the exact same time.
Yeah, right.
I got them saying it, you know what I'm saying? This is in Florida. This is in Florida. They got bones. They don't want to talk about it, but FSU get paid a lot of money to keep a lot of people stupid. Hear me. Don't let that go over your head. You know what I'm saying? They found elephants. They found bones. And one thing about it, when you find bones, you're going to always mess around and find the same crystallized hair. So these are the artifacts. Now, you can look this up under what they call the moor with the crystal with the emerald cluster. It represents the Florida chief, Chief Santarira, and it also represents something else. It also represents the power that this chief had. Hold on, let me show it again. And we can look it up. It also shows the influences this brother had, because Chief Santarira has like a turtle shell full of emeralds. So I put some turtle shells on here. It just greases down with some palm oil right now. This is an emerald skull. Now, one thing we know about emeralds is, if we don't know nothing else, we know they don't grow in Florida. They grow in places like Brazil, which goes back to that whole single macho thing. This dude was so influential that they started building statues and entities. This was they literally have European statues, several of them created in this young prince from Florida image with gold teeth. In the 1540, this young dude had
gold teeth.
Ain't nothing new up under the sun.
Stones in his shit, you know what I'm saying? With you can't see his nappy hair, but they call it swavy or something like that. They call it the Moors word, and they were calling the Moors, and that's where now everything vice versa, right? In other words, all those Moorish statues and stuff, and the Tartarian stuff, you see those Moorish statues, and what did you say? You were talking about the short people. You were talking about the Twa, right? Because all these tribes are connected. We can prove it through the artifacts, right? The Twa, the Pixie, the brothers in Ireland, which I think they're called the Twa too, but the Twa's also in Rwanda.
They're the same. They're offspread shoot of them.
Same.
They call the
government. The government tricked the whole war and the whole Rwanda situation. They tricked them all into killing the Twa people. You killed.
Hey, do me a favor, man.
Yeah.
Hey, spell that name for me, that chief you just said, because I want to do a whole take on him. Just spell the name so I can make sure I have it.
Let's
like it's Chief Son. What his name is?
I just put in the chat, and I'm about to put it up screen. Chief. Now that's a Florida.
I can get out the chat. I can get out the chat.
No, that's a Florida chief. Now that's
okay. I got it.
Now they also got the chief, the black chief. Now this goes back to that black thing, right? Vibe showed that statue, and we couldn't really get into it. I had to hurry rush, but I wanted to get back to what you said because you were breaking it down. But Vibe had a statue that my wife sees all the time. The name of the god is the Black God, Mahagala. I might be pronouncing it wrong, Mahagala, and it reminds me of the deity, which is a Twa, Bess. Are you familiar with Bess?
Oh yeah, Bess is. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? I can go in on Bess. The best.
Do you think
the best? Yeah, Bess is one of our ancestors that was a crossbreed. I'm glad you said something about, because I can go in on. I'm gonna do it on another show about the how the Moor thing come about and how the Moors are really extraterrestrials. They connected. They got extraterrestrial bloodline, and they because it was the Hindus came down with these crafts. Like I was telling you that it was several groups that influenced us to build the mounds, but that one group came down and mixed in with the Bantu, who are really the Olmecs. The Olmec is just another name they call the rubber people. Well, because they got this rubber tree where they made these rubber balls and they used to play football. The Olmec helmet, like I say, it can be used for a lot of things. But that if you look at a football helmet now, and look at the Olmec helmet back then, you'll see the old first football helmets. You can clearly see. And then with the rubber ball, and then with the mascot thing, and the totem pole connection with us tribal people over here. But let me get into Bess, right?
Yeah, there
So,
it is.
but okay, so I just want to make that connection. So Bess, he was from a group called the Twi, right? He was short, but it was another group extraterrestrials who came here called the Oneies, and they was little short beings. They made a series called Alf. You ever seen that series called Alf with the little puppet in there?
Yeah.
Right? All right. So those are real beings that came here with the other beings that I told you about, the cone heads, the Derus with the elephant trunk with Ganesh, and then it was another group, the double head the Nalco people. That's Yaku people. They're the ones that cause us to have a receding hairline when they mixed in with us. Yeah, like that. That's a Danaco mix. That's how you know you got the Danaco mix, right? You got the George Jefferson, right?
You
My
know what I'm
shit,
saying? You know
I
what
gotta
I'm
stop wearing
saying?
these hats. Them hats make my shit go away faster, huh? And
Yeah,
getting your hair cut every week. I had to stop getting my hair cut every week, man. That's why I
yeah,
let my hair grow, let it grow for a month. Just get it cut once a month, twice a month. Because it
yeah.
could make you bald, man. My shit'll be
Right.
out. My brother shit already gone. My brother
I
shit
feel
just
you.
like you was now. He younger than me. But because he cut it every week, cutting it every week, man. Getting a haircut every week with the wearing his
Yeah.
hats, not letting the sun hit it. So, but
And I
let me
got
get
it
back to
all,
what I was
brother.
saying.
I got the
Yeah,
forehead. I got the
yeah,
shortness. I'm short.
yeah. The
I got
Yeah.
Danaka. Yeah, the
Somali.
Danaka.
I got
The
Somali in
Danaka's
there.
actually tall. The Danaka's actually tall, 7 foot. But when they mixed in with us, certain genetics play out in our genetics. But let me get back to these people. So the
yeah,
Wani, they were short people, like like Twi, like no taller than 5 foot, but they were covered with fur like a porcupine. And they mixed in. That's why a lot of people got hair all over their body. Some of the people, especially some of these Hindus, they mixed in with these Hindus. All right, and they the people you call the leprechauns and all that. Over in Ireland, they call them leprechauns, and they got other names for them. But these people mixed in with some Twi over, and it had to be over here because they Twi was over here first based on the new information we got. But when they mixed in with the Twi, they created a separate race. And Bess was from this race. And these people, they were advanced at creating booby traps and reverse engineering shit. These little bitty people. And like I say, they show you in this series F, the one I'm in F, and that's one of the dude's real name. He one of the sons of the leader named Sinclair. The leader named Sinclair. Doc show pictures of him in the holy tablets that he put out, right? In these holy tablets, my master teacher, Dr. Malachi York. Um, but Best come from them. And so Best, if you see different statues of him, he got different, he in different what they call do guards. If you know anything about masonry or these secret orders, they got do guards where they show a certain position where they do their hands. Well, you know, I don't know if y'all familiar with the Masonic order and the different do guards that they got, but Bess is the original Tyler of the original sacred order. The original Tyler of this of spiritual sacred order that our ancestors had. And he used to go out the door. Like in Freemasonry, they got what they call a Tyler. And the Tyler stands at the door with a sword and warn off eavesdroppers. And you got it in order to get into the lodge, a Freemason lodge, you got to get past the Tyler. So that's what Bess was. And that's why you see him in one position, he might have a sword. And then in another position, he might be sticking his tongue out with his legs spread like this, with his tongue out, right? That what that mean is he like saying nah boo boo, you can't get me, and he warding off evil. Like
yeah.
he's saying like I ain't scared of you, like you don't
Making that
scare me,
ugly
like
face. Yeah, yeah. Get
yeah,
back. Yeah,
like I ain't scared of you, like he you know how little kids stick their tongue out when they saying you can't get me when they playing around, right?
hmm,
So Best is what he doing is he laughing off evil spirits to where they can't. So it's like our ancestors, and they stopped us from doing this when the colonizers came. But get you a best if you want to get back to our ancestors shit. Get you a best statue, put them outside the front of your house. And Best is like a guard Tyler in the spiritual realm for our that we used to use, right? And so he got a pose where he got a sword and he got the sword like this, and then he doing so a lot of the poses you see him doing is really ancient Masonic poses of a sacred order of Amen Ra, because he was a Tyler for the sacred order of Amen Ra, right? So I wish I could pull up some of them pictures where you can see it, some of the different positions that he in. But he in different Dugars. Okay.
You said Ra, so I'm just putting it up there.
Yeah. Ra is Murdoch.
Yeah.
Ra
Yeah.
is Murdoch. Yeah, Almond.
Right.
Man, I feel played. I feel the challenge coming on. I got to start putting more artifacts out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put down Best because Best is in a lot of architecture. Like it goes way deeper than when we say masonry and things of that nature, and they say Shriners.
Yeah.
Thinking about this 1950s, we thinking about the 18th.
Yeah, right.
Back to
pyramid time.
That's our knowledge. That's our knowledge.
So I'm saying Best is an interdimensional being. I like how you break down about they're aliens, and I know that might throw a lot of people, except for if we really do the research, the artifacts. What does the Dogon say? The Dogon say they were trained by amphibious beings called the Nomo.
They came from Cyrus.
There you go.
A, B, and C, or Series A and B, right? But
right. These people came from there, same place.
Same place. So the Hopi say the same thing. The ancient Kemetic, they say the same thing. That's when you're looking at these deities like Sobek and Wajets and all those. You're looking at splicing, and you're also looking at other entities that came down. Now, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these entities didn't even believe in human sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? They posted up, they stayed in their temples, and they taught rituals. They taught you stuff. That's the Naga way. And that's what the Nagas do in ancient Cambodia. When you look at the Naga tribes out there of melanated people with locks, when you look at the statues of black people, they got us dancing on the walls because, like he said, that dance is actually a sacred dance to ward off evil. If you do a whole sacred dance around your home, we lost that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, the dragon, that whole dragon thing goes way deep. That's why, like, we gotta stop playing. Man, you said a lot. This right here is a crest. This is the mound builder's crest of Chief Century Rock. Of course, I added the stones.
Nice. Yeah, that's a nice piece. Nice
piece. And he always iced out. He always our culture. When they say we don't got no culture, who else do you know walk around with gemstones on? You don't see nobody. You don't see nobody in Egypt wearing an ankh. You don't see a lot of people in a lot of places that they in their place they don't wear a lot of stuff. You see what I'm saying? They're not tapping into it. When it comes to Tibet, you got to realize China ran down on Tibet. Like you don't remember homeboy set himself on fire to bring information about that Tibetan thing. Man, bro, you gonna keep on trying to
well, you just brought up Tibet, so I'm just showing a little piece.
Let's do it.
I'm just showing a little piece. That's all.
What is this?
That's a Tibetan prayer amulet. Yes. So since you brought it up, I'm just showing a piece.
No, I'm rocking with
that's actually turquoise, that's red coral, that's agate, and that's silver. These are prayer amulets.
And you know that's a protection piece, and that's from Tibet.
Oh,
things. Why is this artifact? Like I just said, China is running down on them and killing them. Homeboy set himself on fire to bring attention to that. We don't look at it because they got everybody divided. But back in the day, if everybody knew if you get Black American solidarity, we'll fight for your cause and we'll get some results. Now they got everybody, you know what I'm saying, separated. But if you look at Tibet and the Tibetan culture, they're really talking about, they're telling you the ancient gods are black gods. We worship the black gods. We were waiting for the black gods. When you're looking at Sambo on his temples, they say you'll know who they are because they still look like us and they're going to change their environments. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The people that are changing their environments, who looks like them that's changing their environments right now. So yeah, no, they got all that in stone and everything else. I'm gonna pull another one out for you too.
Hey man, hey Arisha, I want to thank you for that receipt you just gave me, man. You just gave me some fire ass shit.
There you go. That's what it's about.
With that chief text thing, I just found all this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna put it do I just found all the shit on this nigga, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop that on about the Florida chief.
Now they're gonna start getting in there and talking about the cannibalism part and everything else. When you at war,
they tried to make him white. They tried to make him white, but I found where the real one. Yeah.
But the whole point of it is the Europeans came, saw this, and when they saw it, they wrote their notes and they sent it back to their queen. Wait a minute, I'll go further than that. Let's do it. This right here, you know what this is?
What is it?
That's a Barbados penny.
Oh yeah, it's a moor on there though.
It's most definitely a moor on this. With the pineapple on the back, right?
Fire.
On it says "I serve" at the bottom. You can't really see it because it's super old. But the
Hey, what is
year
that?
was
What is that metal? Is that
copper.
copper?
It's copper from
Okay.
Barbados, right?
Okay.
The year on this is 1788.
That shit fire. That shit fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. You said you're absolutely right. You said it's a moor on there. It is a moor on there. Actually, it's the king moor. It's the king of wherever that you have to do the research on the Barbados penny. I don't want to say the wrong names because I go it starts bleeding into that whole moor thing. And we start talking about this moor thing. You start talking
It
about
like that same dude. It like the same dude, Chief. It like the Chief, the same
I'm
dude.
about to get there, right? Because we be thinking it's one way, and it's not one way. It's a lot of different ways. It's multifaceted. Like I said, Chief Centuriba had a turtle shell full of emeralds. Those emeralds aren't native to Florida. That means somebody brought those emeralds to the chief of the South, the chief of Florida, right? And they also remember time where Chief Centuriba took a bunch of Timucuas and they ran down on Europe. That means they got in boats and everything went vice versa. They ran down on Europe, ran out there and did a whole. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm coming from? They ran down on Europeans. Now they got these little statues of these 12 people with feathers and everything else. Now these people, the Moors, were also doing business, and this is all in the history. These people were doing business, going back and forth to Florida. They keep telling you Florida's named after the French, not the Spanish. It was the French and everything coming down here, and the Spaniards and Portuguese and everything else. They were coming down here and doing business with who? If they were doing business with somebody, that means somebody else was already here. Now, like you said, when they said the whole Big Mama thing, the Moors look like us, but they're not us. They got different kind of hair. Our women, they start merging. We start marrying. We don't take in consideration that women is a currency back then. Warriors are a currency back then. We started merging tribes. So this statue is the proof and history of when the indigenous American tribes start linking up with the Moorish tribes. Now, this is the catch-22. Those Moorish tribes, Timucua isn't one tribe. It's a bunch of different tribes. It's a bunch of different Florida tribes. We be set tripping, we be beefing. That's just since the beginning of time. It's all about shine. You see what I'm saying? Now, what did they do? They do what they always do. The Moor came down and pitted them against each other because he just wanted the resources. But also, you got native indigenous tribes that came from Brazil. They, like I say, they call theirs Shango Macho. Shango Macho, they'll say that's an African statue, except for there's no Shango Macho statue in Africa. Show me a Shango Macho state. Africa is amazing when it comes to antiques, artifacts, statues, everything, right? You can't show me one statue of Shango Macho in Africa. It came from over here, and the biggest chief, the biggest boss of the Americas was Chief Centuriba. We're coming in, and I can name a couple more. The Black Chief, the Black Warrior Chief from Alabama, Chief Tuscaloosa. Yeah. Chief Tuscaloosa. It's a bunch of them that we not. So they be trying to argue. You can't argue this. We didn't make this. The Europeans, they got these. They got several of these. They got several of them. To get one of these, that's a lot. That's a lot to say the least. This one right here is from the Midwest or the West. This is real bison horn, right? They took time to put black people into bisons. Of course, I'm gonna put the stones on it because I feel like that's what they came over here and took. So I'm gonna put the stones back on it. But you see what this is, y'all elder? You there, young elder?
What's the silver
you got some
stones
fire
around
shit.
on the outside?
My bad. I was muted. My bad.
What's that?
What's those shiny stones around the outside of it?
Let's get into it. Artifacts, right? So the statue already was carved out of bison. I just add the stones. Like I said, when people came over here, the European had their gold rush. The first thing they came over here and did what? They tried to steal the stones. Now our ancestors were real smart. That's called pyrite. Pyrite is something all of our ancestors used to use for a lot of different things, for the bling and everything else. Scrying, good luck, abundance. But they also used to use it to trick the white man. They would give the white man pyrite, and that's when the white man would start getting violent. Pyrite is also big in ancient Egypt, Kemet. That's actually from the Afghan mountains. So when you find pyrite in certain stones, it magnifies the energy of it. That's why, you know what I'm saying? We actually got some Egyptian and Persian turquoise, and that has the finest pyrite in it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I ain't got my box with me right now, but they got when you get that pyrite turquoise, that's one of the most expensive turquoise. Now, when you were asking me why do I have the pyrite on there, the pyrite is one of our indigenous stones that we need to tap into. You know what I'm saying? Obsidian is one of the indigenous stones. As we said, they call him the moor of the emerald with the emerald cluster. So we might need to be tapping into emeralds because our ancestors rock with these emeralds. You know what I'm saying?
And obsidian in every mass. Obsidian in there, every mass.
This is straight emerald right here. We didn't carve these, you know what I'm saying? So what's our responsibility? We going around acquiring these artifacts. We about to start our own art galleries all around the nation. We got tribe all around the nation. We ain't just talk about it, we doing it. People spend thousands of dollars to go to Disneyland every year. They spend thousands of dollars to go to Epcot and Universal and all this other stuff. And we know Disney's evil as shit. We know they stole the Moorish temples or the Tartarian. If we know all that, but you spend all this money to go to Disney. Now, when we get our gallery, you start seeing stuff like this that they talk about. Oh, it's been lost. You know why it's been lost? Because they got it at the bottom of the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian is not our friend. They burn them. They destroy them. Where's all this? Come on now. If we really tap into this, really like for real, we'll start finding all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got more statues. Let's just say you want to tap in with the Moors. Hold on, let's see. You see that, young elder?
Fire.
Yeah.
That's a Dogon. That's a Dogon statue.
No, I'm talking about this one right here. This is the Moor.
That's the
Moor. The Moors and the Dogons are the same people, really. I mean, the Dogons are the Moors.
Yeah,
that's a Dogon outfit.
Yeah. That's the same style. Yeah. You
the Dogon, right, family?
Yeah.
The Moors are Dogon. They're ancient Egyptian. It's an ancient Egyptian statue. It's an ancient Egyptian. That's a Dogon ancient Egyptian Moor statue right there.
That's a fire statue. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's a nice piece.
Yeah, that's a fucking pie ass piece. Make it that piece might be worth more money than you. Hey man, don't sell that piece. Don't sell that piece to nobody without knowing what you fucking got, man. You got some shit there.
Bro, what we got going on is we're going around. Black Rock is in on it. Goddess Harriet, Big Brother. It's a bunch of us nationwide, and especially with all the chaos that's going on, this is the fire horse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people are selling stuff just because they need money. We found some exotic stuff. I said time and time again, the same people that stole it, a lot of them people, they're dying, and their kids don't want it. Their kids can't connect with it. Their kids don't know what to do with it.
Right.
It's coming back to us. We talk about it coming back to us. Are we ready for it? Do we know how to acquire it? Are we going to go out there and they say seek and you shall find? You'll be surprised what you can find. You know what I'm saying? Now, in getting the artifacts, I'm going to give you the easy way to do it, and then I'm going to give you the real way to do it. The easy way to do it is take your phone, take Google search on your phone, and it'll tell you exactly what dynasty is from, what era is from, what it is. And you see what I'm saying? So I already got a good eye for it because these artifacts, they were made with intention. Especially when you start talking about Benin bronzes. I got a lot of Benin bronzes right now. They were made by Olokun and the Batala priests. What does that mean? They sacrificed their life after they created the artifact. Their blood was put into the stone, so they wouldn't make it for no other king, no other Oba.
Wow.
So nice. Are walkie-talkies to ancestors. If you're doing plant medicine, you can talk to these different artifacts and antiquities and talk to them. Like you said, the ancient Moors are the ancient Dogon, and I say the ancient, like even when it comes to the Yoruba ain't even African. Come to find out, the Yoruba's from China. They're ancient Nagas in their own right. All these different. When you're looking at Dambala, when you're looking at Idawedo, when you're looking at the rainbow serpent, when you're looking at Quetzalcoatl, all these different serpent Wajets, Sobek, these are all different energies we don't pay attention to. Because we distracted, but once you start looking at the artifacts, they're telling us what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. Let me get to the comments. How you feeling, young?
Man, you just gave me a fucking bomb, my nigga. You don't even know it. Another
Elder,
bomb.
I got a quick question for you since you brought up Anu. Is that Anu the beginning and Anubis the end?
Yeah, Anubis is Anubis is a connection because Anubis represents like you got Anu and the Abyss. So he was the one over this pit over Anu's abyss. Right? He was the underworld over the boatman. They call it the boatman. He the boatman. He the gatekeeper to take you from one world to the next under the underworld.
Right.
So it represent the Anubis represents Anu's abyss. The abyss is the pit.
Right.
And all right, so if you go, it's a papyrus where they show the weighing of the heart ceremony, right? And in this weighing of the heart ceremony, Anubis is the one that's weighing your heart. But then if you don't pass that way, your heart don't weigh the same, way lighter than that feather. Symbolically, he throw your heart to a beast that's standing behind him, and you're cast into utter darkness, the underworld. So that's where they took the hell concept from that papyrus. Even if you look at that same papyrus, it shows a jury of 12 people. So now you go in your court is that they talking about in God we trust, and they got a jury of 12, just like on that papyrus, and they got the scales of Libra, just like on that papyrus where Anubis weighing the heart. So Anubis is the gatekeeper. Excuse me, the gatekeeper of the underworld, and Anu connects to the Most High God. The abyss connects to the pit, or the underworld, or the dark world, or the bottomless pit. Really, is a different aspect of it, but it's connected because the bottomless pit is a black hole where you constantly falling. But that's what I want to say though.
Right.
What else?
Right.
What else you
Yeah,
got
I
there?
definitely appreciate that. Yeah, that's some good info right there.
But Anubis, another name for him would be Nergal.
Nergal.
Nergal. Nergal was
Oh,
in Samaritan culture. It's Enki's son. He the one that married Ariskagil. Ariskagil is Nanar's daughter, who was in charge of the underworld. Ariskagil is my mother's Nana's sister, who was in charge of the underworld, and her husband, who went down there, and she pretty much wooed and grooved him and got him to marry her. That's Nergal. Nergal become the Anubis. He really does the second Anubis because Enki was the first Anubis. So Anubis is a title of the man who mans that door. It's a door that people go through. Yeah, the door. And like I say, the last one on record is Nergal, which is Enki's son, who becomes the husband of Ariskagil in the ancient world. Yeah, so
okay, fine. Yeah.
Man, young elder, man, I appreciate you, guys, man. Like I said, this is you're putting a lot of information out there because you did a live right after I called Rod, and I find this little antiquity. They don't want to show it right now, but it was an antiquity from the World Fair, and it was something similar to this, but it was an arm cuff, and I got it. Look, what we do is, guess what? If I don't want it, I'm gonna make sure somebody in our tribe, I know what we all stand for, what we believe in. You see what I'm saying? We get all this, we put it back into our hands, and now we got antiquities and things of that nature where we can look in the monetary value of certain things, or we can also look in the energy of certain things too. A lot of these things are walkie-talkies to different realms, different times.
Right.
I most definitely appreciate your time and you tapping in with us, because once you get into it, everybody gonna get into it, young girl. I'm telling you now.
Y'all got some fire shit. Y'all got some pieces. Because you gotta keep in mind those pieces carry energy. The energy, all they call what you call charms. All those are charms. So they have some type sort of energy, especially based on the person who created and what kind of chi that they was trying to imply. The input and output. You got input and output on energy. So the input and what's the input and output? Real money got real energy.
That's right.
And only reason that green paper shit that they got some energy on is because we put it on there. and it's an alchem. Yeah, and we give it power. That's the only reason it got power. And it's an alchemical setup, which is why it's encoded with with the web, it's an alien on there. If you fold it a certain type of way on certain dollars, it's an owl hidden in the back, in places on that dollar. So, but with real money, it's got an input and output. That's what. So, what is the input? And the input generates the output, and the output generates the input.
Right.
Now that's like some fucking
That's a nice
$100.
piece, ain't it? That's fire, baby. That's fire. That's
Man,
lovely.
what the hell is it, boy?
That's an ancient god called Veracrucia.
That shit that look like it's worth $1 million.
Don't it?
Look,
Man,
I feel played because bro keep on
show
pulling
that
the
again, show it again.
Probably it's every season. Let me go ahead and put, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you fucking around there.
See,
So,
you ain't playing nice.
Koala coins. Quetzalcoatl represents the plume serpent. So I got the coins of the currency of our land.
That's fire.
Those are Quetzalcoatl. That's antiques.
That's fire.
And then I got the god of fire.
Oh, that's fire.
Coming back. Most of my coins made over here in Africa. Chad be going crazy on the coin game. A lot of places, the mentions places have been shut down. Brother just said, Bobsy just said, yo, he invested in a big penny because the first thing they say is they stopped minting pennies. Yeah. How bad is it? So it's a lot going on. I remember you were talking about there's a lot going on when it comes to copper. Man, we about to go start. I want to start stepping it up for our conversation because we can focus on a lot of stuff that they be focusing on, but I keep saying the same thing. Indigenous Americans, we good. We supposed to be over here acquiring nice things and getting ready. Like I don't care if you call yourself Timukawa, stones is your culture. I don't care if you call yourself a Moor. Guess what? Stones is your culture. You know what I'm saying? One thing, all of our ancestors, we like nice things, and we've been doing trade, and that's what the artifacts are telling us. When you look at the Olmec, you just said it. That wasn't just a one-way civilization. They were doing business with the Toltecs, the Zapotecs, way before a lot of different things. They were doing business with other tribes. How do we know that? The stones. I just said emeralds aren't indigenous to Florida, so that means they were doing business with other people. And if our mounds are the same age as the mounds and pyramids in the Olmec of Mexico right now, then what are we saying right now? We don't want to have that conversation. And if the same people that's on those walls got our hair and our noses, and they trying to explain this shit away all the way. We in the age of at least rational sense now. This is new consciousness. We ain't starting off on huh?
My bad. I said also to add to that Anubis thing. I forgot to tell you that, and y'all already know this too about that Anubis is found in America. The
dog in Mexico.
Yeah, right. You know about that.
You see the ears. You see the ears. Yeah. No, but speak on it, Elder. Speak on.
Yeah, so the orbit, it's orbit that the origin is from Mexico. It's called the ESO dog, the LO. What's the name of the dog? Not the jackal. The jackal is the offspring of this dog. I'm thinking of how to say it. I think it's spelled XOLO.
It's
the name of the dog.
I can't remember the exact spelling, but it's you close.
Yeah, but that dog is found in America. It's one of our ancient pets over here.
Right.
How about that? And that dog buried the dead. Okay, so that's another part too. So the jackal and this particular species of dog, this dog right here, they get killed, they stuff, and then they bury it and let it cook on the ground, and then they dig it back up and eat it. So that's what they got. That's another reason why they got this thing buried. That's how I gave these humans by watching the dog, because you got to go back and study the sands man. The sands man studied nature and then learn how to do different things, like how to find water in the desert. They would tie a monkey up, then give him some salt, and then would let him stay till his mouth dry. Then they turn him loose. He'll run straight to the water hole in the desert, right. And they follow him, right? Well, a thing that we learned over here in South America, our ancestors, is that this dog buried his dead. So we should start burying our dead. And that's the symbolic. if you watch that dog in nature, how it buries its dead, the dog even buries his own dead. It's people. So we said we're gonna take that concept and then apply it to burying our dead. That was one of the aspects of it.
Right.
Yeah, the burial of the, that's why Anubis is dealing around the burial ceremonies and all of the rituals dealing around that too, because it was symbolic of what that dog would do, what his did, what they did. Yeah,
Yeah, I just want to show you the picture of the dog you talking about. I just pulled it up.
yeah, yeah.
That's it right there.
That's it right there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's a
Now
new.
look at the color now.
In
You see
America,
melanin?
right?
There it is. Yeah. And you were right about the name. It's Zolo.
Yeah,
Zolo
Zolo. That's the name of it.
Quintel.
Yeah,
Zolo it's
yeah,
Quintel. Yeah. Yeah. Just look up Zolo though.
yeah.
XOLOITZQUINTLE. That's how
Man, I'm
you
gonna
Right.
tell you something,
you might want
man.
to look it up.
Yo,
Yeah.
something else you need to look up. Young Elder's last video on the World Fair, man. You were breaking it down, guy. Like when I started realizing what we had and realizing what the World Fair did, how they came in and tricked everybody and shut, you know what I'm saying, destroyed and
Yeah.
the Smithsonian, they're telling you what they did. We out here just distracted.
You
Distracted,
know
you know
the
what I'm saying?
the Escalade that they got inside the mall where it go down. They had that in the 1890s. It just all that shit they show you in the Back to the Future movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the car, the skateboard he was riding, floating, all the technology they were showing you. They got videos and pictures in the archives in the World Fair in 1893 in Chicago of this all this technology.
Wow.
And
And
Bluetooth and all of it.
they suppress
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Man.
The Rockefeller, because that's another thing. Rockefeller, he suppressed everything because he couldn't say it. They couldn't. The heir to barons. What happened is we got hijacked by extraterrestrials called the heir to barons. They look like humans, but they not. And one of these heir to baron families is called the Rockefellers. When the Rockefellers came over here, their idea was we got Standard Oil, we got to sell oil and petroleum, and they was in control. They took control of the steel industry, so we got to tear all these buildings made from brick and marble. We got to tear them down so we can make buildings from our steel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the Rockefeller family controls the steel. So they got to make money from the steel and all. So they had to we had free electricity and buildings made from marble and granite and these different types of high dollar stone, like real stone masonry, right? And some of the shit was carved from solid pieces of granite. Some of the shit that they had, like some of these buildings in Chicago, in all the major cities, Philadelphia, they went on a tour tearing all this shit down. I put it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they need to get them steel buildings up. That's why all the buildings downtown now, they knocked all of our ancient buildings down made from marble and all these other ancient stuff and started making everything with steel because that's how they make their money. And so they went around sabotaging, secretly burning all of these structures down. And when they burned down, that was an excuse to go ahead bulldoze them over. And then take the granite and reuse it on they temples and they mosque and shit, right? And they did the same thing we've been over there with our people over on the other side, over in Africa, when they tore the outside the limestone off the side of the pyramid and the gold capstone off the top. Also, that happened over here. We had pyramids with the same shit, limestone and with the cap on top in Memphis, where they tore down, then rebuild a glass pyramid right there in Memphis. We had the pyramid, the same place where they got that pyramid. We had the black pyramid was right there. It was made out of a black crystal a black crystal limestone on the outside. And it generated energy for a whole fucking half the goddamn half the continent.
Because didn't the limestone that went on the pyramid over there come from like Georgia over here?
So I'm trying to tell you, I can't verify that for sure, but they say the closest place there was to that place over there was 2,000 miles, 3,000 miles. So you put it together. I mean,
that goes to the
3,000
stones.
miles. That sound like right over here, right? It sound like
Right.
over here.
Stones,
Yeah.
the stones are just like the stones in the wood. They talk about certain statues in wood that the wood only comes from over here in Florida. You just said about the dog. That dog only comes from over here in South America. The falcon, only comes from over here. You know what I'm saying? Those are indigenous.
Right.
Yo, the artifacts, they tell it. They can destroy the city, but we still find little antiquities, things of that nature. When it comes to this is a Moorish knife, right?
Oh yeah, that's a nice
fire, man.
That's shit, ivory. I put the jade on there, but that's ivory.
That's our pirate shit. That's our on our pirate shit right there, right? See, we the pirates. The Moors are the real pirates.
The Phoenicians,
niggas, huh?
Phoenicians, you have to wear this on your side, let them know that you're a Phoenician and you wear purple and everything else. And this is just to represent that you what kind of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, you said something about the Rockefellers, and we don't even understand that they didn't just get into the education. They got into the antiquities. They got into the artifacts. When you get the moor with the emerald cluster, it was in the Green Vault in Germany. That dude was like a real evil dude. I can't remember his name right now, but he's like the some Charles the Third or something like that. Now in this vault, guess what they had? Now this is the crazy part, because the white man they be so focused on gold and what they can make money off of. That's what they stole, right? But in here they also had rhinoceros horns, unicorn horns, emeralds, fine emeralds, and other antiquities that represented the moor with the emerald clusters. Did you hear what I just said?
Right.
I heard you.
We're just gonna fast forward the fact that I just said unicorn horns.
I was about to ask you. So unicorn horns, right? I heard you.
The Green Boat, they ended up raiding it. The Green Boat was a room full of all sorts of green stones and everything else. And we're starting to understand or understand that more about the power of the green stone. Even when you look up the Popol Vuh, they talk about that all throughout the ancient tablets and ancient scrolls of the green stone bones. You know what I'm saying? So that goes from jade to moldavite to emerald. Yeah, man, I'm talking about these are time frames that we didn't make these things. These things were already, that's what they put this out there. Right. And I'm gonna say like this coin right here, it represents a lot to me because one about the feathers. We all fell up under the feather, right? We all follow the feather out and everything else, because at the end of the day, ancient Kemet was still a school, and you know what I'm saying, just like ancient Mesoamerica was a school, right? The feather represented they said the three ostrich feathers that are on that's how you could say they were part of the same tribe. He has the same three ostrich feathers. Now that represents a royalty. That was their, you know how we have our little symbols are all different flags or whatever, how you had your hat kicked or whatever. That was how you had your kicked, the feathers. At the bottom of this coin, it says, I serve. This is where the whole John Wick situation comes from, because it says the coin, of course, does not represent monetary value. It represents the commerce of relationships.
There it is. See, everything comes from us. Everything. This
was some more shit that they put into the John Wick, even though they tell you even that the whole word of assassin came from the ancient Moors. The word assassin came from ancient Moors. The ancient samurai came from ancient the Yoruba. I got statues for another show, but we got statues of that prove that the first samurais wasn't no slave. They were black people that came over there and took that to them. Look up the wall of Benin. That's older than the wall of China, and we looking at the wall of China backwards too. Anyway, if we look at it, if we look at it from the Titanic, we're looking at ancient wall of the wall of China all backwards.
That's right.
So these are artifacts. These are artifacts that when we get into this, they can argue all day. They can put up their AI all day. They can whitewash it all day. They can get them paint this stuff all day. But when we start getting these, now you can't explain something that's
tangible. I've seen that statue the whole time, and then never know who it was. And now that nigga recently told me who it was.
That's the Chief Centuriwa. Now, like I said, they're gonna try to throw a monkey wrench in there. What's this guy?
I got a monkey. I know how to get around the monkey wrench.
It's black. Let me see if you can see the top. But that shows, if you can see right there in the middle, right in the middle. Let me see. Right there in the middle. It looked like a little Anubis. See if I can.
I see it.
Right there. It's black.
I see it.
That's the first shogun. Right there. They showing you that right there. Look just like the dog.
Take it further than that. When you look at that ancient Mesoamerican calendar,
Yeah.
It's a face in the center of the calendar with his tongue out.
Okay.
They saying that's base.
Yeah.
That is.
When we say this all the time. We say, man, how are the Latinos racist when in their tradition they have a Papa Legba, they have a Mama Wata, they got a lot of Orisha, they got Shango. That's big in it. Now the thing is, some of them, when it comes to Shango, they got a lot of that from Africa. But when it comes to Papa Legba and Mama Wata, or the one who wears serpent skirt, those things are actually older than Yoruba when you think about it, because a lot of those African places weren't even named with their name. They weren't named like then. A lot of these places, a lot of African nations are making up history as they go because they didn't exist back then. You know what I'm saying?
Shabazz is the one that Shabazz came out of South America, really, and he the one that taught the Orishas.
Okay.
Look, top of it,
yeah,
in the
Shabazz.
If you look at the top of it, you'll see Bess's face.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can see it now. Yeah.
Fire.
That's Veracruz. That's Veracruz. He holds the serpents like lightning strikes, so it's almost like he's a Shango entity. But he also has lightning or locks that's coming from his hair, and it's coming down from the sky. This is one of the oldest deities. That's not a Mayan god. It's not an Aztec god. This is an ancient old Olmec god. They were knocking on your door. You know what I'm saying? You know about your Lord and Savior Veracruz today.
Hey, you know something too?
Right.
hey, I forgot to say that. I forgot to tell you something about, because you said it, Arisha, just a minute ago, or like a while back, earlier on the show. You said that that about Quetzalcoatl in the calendar, right? In the Mayan calendar, that he created that Mayan calendar. And that is true, because if you go read the book of Zachariah Stitchin, it's called Lost Books of Enki. And he mentioned and then Doc made the connection that Quetzalcoatl was Enki, right? And he mentioned that Enki went to the moon. Him and Murdoch, who would be Amun Ra, right, in the ancient Egyptian culture. That they sat there and calculated the time and a map. They created a calendar. They created that calendar, which is the same. The Mayan and the Dorian calendar really is the same calendar. It's just a flip on our. It's a flip on mirrored on our ancestors. The Dorian calendar with the 13 cycles, and then this the Mayan calendar. Yeah, there you go, right there.
Yeah.
Right. So
Inky,
Inky, Inky and Murdoch created these calendars. And Inky would be Quetzalcoatl, that statue you showed earlier. He created those calendars by mapping out they went to the moon and they mapped it from the moon. That's why our original shit was 13 instead of 12. They started with them from the map. They mapped it from the dark side of the moon, and so it was originally 13. They represented the feminine, the matriarchs on Inky's mother's side, because Inky got his birthrights from the earth birthrights through his mother line. So they drew up the calendar on 13, and that's why it's a big mama, what they call a tabaret. In the middle of this Dendorian calendar, it's got the hippo and the hippopotamus. That hippo represents Big Mama,
right?
The 13th seat, the matriarch, the matriarch sit in the center seat. And we can go, and I can go down the line on how they took that and made it into Jesus, which really is Isis.
Yeah, how they even break that connection. They do try to make that connection. You'll see it a lot where they try to say, "Oh, it's the white God." They didn't say white God, white bearded one. When they were special because they had white beards. When black men get old, their beards turn white. White.
This is it right here, so we can have a picture. This is it right here. That's what we're talking about.
I can't. Yeah,
there you go, right there. The Dorian calendar.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it right there.
It's the same as the Mayan calendar.
At the top.
Now they'll tell you that calendar that calendar's older, but I believe now that the information that we got that the Mayan calendar might be an older calendar, and that calendar might be a newer version of it, huh?
You say it all the time. It was setting up shop. It wasn't no bro. When Inky was told at one point in time, Inky and Anil got into it, right? They got into it because at one point in time, Inky was running things, and he didn't like how Inky was running things. Or in the Popol Vuh, they said, they might say one jaguar, one son. I forget like you do the 1320. To get to who really knows a lot about that is the guy that's Mayat from Melanated Immortals, OJ Yemi, break down the whole 1320. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Purple Voodoo, they're breaking this down how the two brothers, if you look at the bottom of the calendar, the brothers, they're going to go against about who's going to run it better. So it was already been destroyed by fire. It was already destroyed by, and they're telling you how they go to stones. Now, this is why we had this conversation last time about the moon, because they talk about all this in Purple Voodoo. They did go to the moon. They had to sacrifice somebody. So they had to sacrifice different deities to even create the sun. That's why we're supposed to blame ourselves, because they gave themselves in order for us to survive. That's the whole. Now, niggas are doing that low vibrational shit, cutting off chicken heads. No, that's for, and it's weird because that juju only works for people that have souls. You can't even use that juju. Somebody that don't have a soul. You can manipulate the things on them, but that juju is low vibrational. When you start looking at the juju when it comes to the stone work, because it's three tribes: the Jaguar clan, the Bird clan, and the Stone clan. And so everything you're saying, it wasn't no. First, it was they all got them shops got set up. The Naga is doing the same. The Naga, the ancient Cambodians,
simultaneously,
simultaneously, same type pyramids. They just said, "All right, young elder, let's see who's gonna do a flyer. You and Meso, you and Meso, you and the ancient Iran, whatever. Let's see what kind of pyramids you do. You do damn near the same exact pyramids, except for over there, it might be a little hot over there, so your beard curls up or whatever. Mind you, we still got locks. If you look at the ancient Gilgamesh, he still got locks. He's still dark skin. He's still into stones. He's still into. When you're looking at the feather still represents something for us. This is a Moor. This is hands down. This is not an Indian. This is a Moor. But he was doing business with the indigenous people on the lands. The same way you said Mensa Abukari II or Montezuma were doing business with the indigenous. We're making it sound like, oh, one black people were stupid until the other black people weren't. No, everybody was doing business. It was a lot of shit going on. Regardless of
I found out about that Indian word, how they attach the Indian to us.
Because they thought they don't see now they don't understand what Indian is, because when you look at these new Indians, the same way we look at these new Colombians and Cubans, you're looking at the light-skinned ones. And think about it. Go to the movie The Jungle Book, right? The original Jungle Book, right? That was the most dopest version of which you could see India looking like. And you remember the Jungle Book, right? Mowgli?
Yep.
Mowgli was the light person in the movie. Everybody else, all the other Indians in the community was all our color. They 6 ether with their hair, but they was all our color. They were dark skinned until they came up with that caste system. That's why I be like, yo, niggas be bigging up Gandhi, but Gandhi can, you know what I'm saying, and rotten pieces. Well, I give a damn. He was a racist. He's the one who put the caste system with people. You know what I'm saying?
They look like that.
Bro, they got a whole island in India where if you go to their island, those are the original people in India. If you go to that island, they will kill you or you will go to jail.
They call Dravidians. The Dravidians.
And they're the oldest people in India. They know this. These are the Naga people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the people I told. That's the people I told you. They one part of the group that landed in California. Yeah. The Snoop Dogg, the dog. One of the tribes that was with them was called a dog tribe. They look like dogs. They actually look like but they're Hindus. And Snoop Dogg is connected with them. I'm telling you, man. Look, Snoop Dogg is a descendant of these people. That's why he smoke. These people smoke. And the dog tribe. Man, look, Doc got a whole breakdown of it in the Holy Tablets where he break down the people I was just telling you about, the Wani, right? The little short people, the little furry people. They came down and mixed with these Hindus, and that created the dog people. They look just like this dude, but like he ain't the dog tribe, but the dog tribe is an offspring of them, right? And they got like a Stark-like nose, like a Doberman, kind of like Snoop look. Snoop is a descendant of people, man, from in California. Look, I got some tapes. Look, you don't know what you just gave me tonight with that piece, because I've been looking at that statue a whole time, and I was like, man, who the fuck is this dude? Like, he's from somewhere over here, and he ain't no regular dude. He's somebody else. Like, then you just gave it to me, and I know how to get around the fuckery. Because they made the dude. They got pictures of him as they showing him as a East Indian. What I mean by that is they showing him as the Andrew Jackson crossbreed that try to steal our birthrights. Yeah, see, that's the Bantu. That's
No,
the
that's
Bantu.
Cambodian. That's Cambodian right there.
Yes, that's Cambodia.
Yeah, it's Cambodian. The Bantu was in Cambodia. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
There it is.
The Bantu was in Cambodia. They was in
Look,
Cambodia. They would
and
look.
Mexico.
Those same people are Armax. They can. Them same people he's showing. Yeah, Cambodia. Look, that's the Bantu. Now look. Now who are the Bantu? That's what we got to really talk about. Who are the Bantu people? The Bantu is a crossbreed people with the Sands man. The Sands man is what gave them the sink eyes. Yeah, the Bantu. Look, I think they have woolly. Look, go now. Look, pull up hey brother, pull up a picture of the Sands people hair. Pull up the hair texture of the Sands people.
Oh, all right,
yeah. Pull up the Sands, the Kalahari Desert. Pull up their hair texture. Now that he just keep in mind what he just showed you, the hairstyle he just showed you, and the hairstyle y'all showing. Yeah. Now pull up the Sands people. Yeah. Keep in mind that hairstyle though. Keep in mind that hairstyle. How it's tight knotted. It's 9-inch tight knots. Now pull up the Sands people hair. Right? Pull up anybody's Sands and look at their hair.
Shout out to the Sand clan, South Africa.
Watch this.
The brother that I pulled.
Well, you see their hair like beaded up like that, like knotted up. They hair naturally like that. Show us a picture of them. Okay. Where you see their hair naturally like it's beaded up like that.
Yeah, I don't have
most of all of them got hair like that. The women and the men, huh?
I don't have that one on my phone. So just a second. The Sands. I don't have that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. But
the Khoisan clan.
I'm gonna tell you,
South African, they got the little knots, and they'll show the little slanty eyes.
Oh yeah, look. Yeah. Here you go. Here. Okay, I got it.
You see with the hair? Look. All right. So you see his hair? And you see how his hair is? How it's tightly like that, knotted. Now the same people you just showed, and you see his eyes. Look at his chink eyes.
Yep.
All right, you see the eyes? All right, so the Asian people, these are the original Asians.
That's
what you calling Asian people, the Asiatic black. But he ain't the Asiatic black man, but he the original Asian. And you see his hair? That's the same hair Buddha got. That's the same hair. All these people y'all just showing, that's the same hair. It just growed out a little bit more. It's the same hair. That's the Sands people. Now the Sands people are the ancestors of the Bantu, right? The Bantu are mixed with Hindu, and what the Hindu side is the Watusi, right? If you pull up Tutsi hairstyle, brother, if you can pull it up, pull up the hair Tutsi hairstyle. All right, so the Sands man mixed with the Twa, that created the Dogon people. Right, the Sands man mixed with the Twa, they created the Dogon. All right, then the Sands man mixed with the Watusis, this created the Bantu people. These people migrated from over here, what we finding out now, from South America, and then migrated through Asia. That's how they get all these same statues in the Grand Canyon and the same statues over in Asia, because they left from over here during when the flood happened, and they pushed that way. They pushed west. I mean, east. Really, it was east then. They went east. Right, and so like say, look at that hairstyle. Look at that hairstyle. Then if you pull up the Watusis, you mix them together. That's the Bantu people, and so you'll see those statues, those that they saying as Hindu Buddha statues. They really a crossbreed between these people, these Sands people who had the slanted eyes, and then these Watusis who were dark skinned, jet black people with woolly hair. When they mix together, you get the Buddha and all them other statues you just showed. You get those people. They call it Bantu. And they was over here in America, and they become what you call the Armax, because they brought the rubber with a rubber tree. They had the rubber tree, right, in South America.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the Watusis. If you take him and mix his people with the other people with the tight, chinky hair I just showed you, you get this Buddha statue. Excuse me, you get the Buddha statue and all them other statues you just showed. Which make these people in Cambodia, because they went all over. These people, the camel left from over here 6 billion years ago. Somebody was riding that camel 6 billion years ago. So if it left from South America from over here, these people were already over here. I got proof. These people, go pull up the Watusi over here. These people were called the Shinnecock people. The Shinnecock. That's what they call over here.
From up east.
The Shinnecock. Yeah,
and,
the
and check out
shuttlecock.
what he got in his hand.
I can't make it out.
A pipe,
Yeah, a
cigar
peace
case.
pipe.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Yep.
So look at that woolly. He got the woolly. They are a crossbreed that came down. They are mixed with Hindu. They not there. Hey, pull up a Hindu too. Pull up the Hindu so you can see the straight hair. Because that pull up the Hindus, right?
The
But
brother I had the first one. That's Hindu, a Naga. Yeah, that's the original.
yeah, the
I can pull
Nagas
him
look.
back.
They say they Hindus, but the Hindus are got straight 6 ether hair.
That's
The
right. It's gonna stay.
Watusis
That's
got
right. That's right.
right.
Yeah, you're right.
The Watusis got a woolly. They are mixed between the Hindus and the Anarchies, which that's why they got that woolly the texture hair you just showed. But when you mix that hair with the Sandsman, who are original Chinese, right, you get the Bantu, and they was in China. They was in South America as the Olmecs. They was in America as the old Mississippians, all up and down the Mississippi. And then what happens is this is before the Moors. This is for the word Moor. The Moors wasn't no more then. They didn't become Moors until after the Igigis, which were extraterrestrials stationed on Mars, who got mad. And this is what you get Genesis chapter 6, where the sons of God came down and started taking daughters from humans, right? And the humans they were taking daughters from were the Bantu people and these Delgone people that was already over here. When they started mixing with this, they created the Moors, right? Now, how did these Moors come about? When these Igigis started mixing with these humans and those children born were the Moors, because they taught these children. If you go read it, the book of Enoch, they tell you that these 200 fallen, which were the Igigis, taught these children about navigation, taught them about astronomy, they taught them about makeup, they taught them how to smelt metal, right? Blacksmithing. Go read the book of Enoch. They taught them how to navigate and build boats. And these children became the enlightened ones, the mighty ones. That's what more really means. One of enlightenment, because Mu means one of, like Musalam, one of peace. And then Or was the city of Or that was over here in America, where Ohio's it today. And these beings were the mound builders, because these extraterrestrials who were building the mounds already on Mars. You can pull up pyramids on Mars. Who was building the pyramids on Mars? It's pyramids on Mars. So these beings were stationed on Mars at first. Then they came to Earth. They began educating the humans. This is why Enlil got mad and let the flood happen. But to make a long story short, these Igigis taught the humans how to blaze stone and build mounds, because one part of that group was the Nagas. When I told you that the cobra is the one that laid the cobra is the only king cobra is the only serpent that built a mound, snakes. And then, like I say, that even with the ship, the reference with the ship when they came here, what type of ship they came in, a serpent. They came in a stepstone pyramid ship. Hey, pull up UFO, pull up Hindu UFOs. Type that in. Hindu UFOs. Show a picture of it, and show it's a stepstone pyramid that these Naga beings came in. They shipped their UFOs, huh?
You're absolutely right.
And man, the first pick that came up.
Look how that's got the stepstone pyramid. Look, and you show more. That's like a newer version of the ones they got, but the older versions look more like the stepstone pyramids.
Right.
Say what book is in.
So they build these type. They live in houses that are mounds on a planet, on the planet Nirvana, right? It's in the Procon star system. Go ahead.
They call it the Vimana aircraft. Vimana.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Hindus came here in those aircrafts. That's right. So he got a book on it right there. There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So those crafts, they came here in those crafts, and they the ones that start to influence us to build the Masa box, these Naga beings, and that's why, and they mixed in with us in Genesis chapter 6, and that's why we some of our bloodline with a cobra on their headdress as a symbol that we connected with these Naga beings.
Right.
There you go, right there. Fire.
I'm going in there and talking about how they were splicing different. Now this isn't Malachi's York tablets. This is their. It went straight to it. I'm trying to find the ship though, because I know exactly. Go ahead though.
Yeah.
So Elder, just real quick. So when I was telling people that I'm not from here and they was calling me crazy, they didn't know what they was talking about. Is that correct?
Right. Right. And
That's all
right.
I
Hey,
want
yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
That's
A
all
lot
I
of
want to
y'all,
say.
really all of us got extraterrestrial DNA.
That's
We
right.
got 20, we got 22 different species to be, well, 23 actually, count the Anunnakis.
Speak on it. There it is.
Yeah. There you go,
Yeah.
right there. So so when they came here 66 billion years ago, and they built them ships based on the houses that they live in, because they were gonna be living out of space for a long time, and it was a discrepancy going on their planet, so they built ships in reference in replica of their homes that they had on Nirvana, the planet Nirvana. And so when they came here, if you go pull up ancient Hindu structures, and you'll see that it look like a Gothic pyramids. It look like all the ancient, if you pull up, say, ancient Hindu pyramids, they look like Gothic pyramids, because they the ones that influence us to start building the mounds. But it was another group that came too. That was the Coneheads. They the ones that influenced the bent pyramid when they start mixing in with us with Pharaoh Huni. That's when they start trying to put the cone at the top of the pyramid. But before that, it's another race called the Tarsicians that the Hopi talk about, and the Dogon. They came here, and there was an ant race from Tarseti 1 and 2. They came here and they know how to dig on. These ant people could dig underground tunnels, and they dug under. Told the Hopi, which was really the Dogon. Like I said, they replaced the original Dogon that was there, and they walking around thinking they black Negroes and colors in California, calling themselves the Baja tribe, right? But they black Negroes and colors. They really the original Baja, the original Dogons, the Baja. And to give you an example of the people that's the original, or that's a Dogon, but he going around and he probably don't know it, is what's the dude, Tory Lane. Tory Lane is a Dogon, right? Tory Lane, his dad, they all Dogons from they the original Hopi. They changed the name, right? But they original Dogon people of the Californian Baja area, and going all the way down to they the original Mayans. They the Mayans. Tory Lane, he's the original Mayan. People don't like so yeah, and his dad, huh?
Tory Lane from Canada.
No, Tory Lane is the original Dogon people, but they replaced them with Siberians and then called them Hopi, and then they trained them in Indian training school on how to be like the original people from that land, and that's what we thinking that's Hopi. But Tory Lane is the original Hopi people. Him and his dad now, yeah. So, but what was I saying? But yeah, but like I said, if you go read Exodus, go read the book of Enoch, and most of y'all already know these storylines because they taught us when we was kids about how these people came down, mixed with humans, had children, but those children became the Moors. The Moors were the ones that knew how to smelt metal. They knew about gunpowder and bombs because these guys taught them about explosives. So the Moors were the ones that started building the explosives, started building missiles, started having cannons on their boats. The Moors were the first one to do that. And the people that taught them, the Moors were the first one to start canned goods, sardines, and all that, because they were traveling. These Phoenicians, the Phoenicians is one group, but they was all traveling on the water for a long time. So they started creating canned goods where they could store the shit in salt in a can and seal it. And so, but that was taught by these Agigis who landed in California, who came down with the marijuana, like I was telling y'all, from Cyrus, and they set up schools in California, and that's how you get Los Angeles, Los Angels, Fallen Angels, Nephilims, the city of the Nephilims, and it just was a battle not too long ago, in 1942, where they was battling some guys. You know, I can get into that, but what I'm telling you is that yeah. The
Just tell us
Moors,
who they were battling real quick. You don't have to get into it, but tell us who they were battling in 1942.
They were battling a group called the Ramadians, who are biological. You call them the Greys, aliens. It's probably you probably heard of the Grey aliens, right?
What you talking about? Okay.
The Ramadians, right? That's one group. There's about 70 different groups of these things, though. These Greys. The one group is the Ramadians. All right, so these Ramadians got a contract to go out to planet, right? And essentially they was created by us a long time ago before we got our amnesia during the Tartarian civilization. Well, really before that, they were built billions of years ago by the Anunnakis, our ancestors. But essentially, at some point before the fall of the Tartarian Empire, which we had all this technology, and about around 1940s, 1930s, we created a machine and put it up in the air. And then these guys, these grays, a certain group of them, we put them to man this craft. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad later came to call it the mother plane. The Ezekiel's wheel is what it's mentioned of in the Bible, right? All right, so that was created by our ancient scientists before the World Fair, all that technology at the World Fair. Well, prior to that happening, some scientists created a time machine. They saw the future of some beings coming to try to try to destroy our civilization. So they put their heads together and created and started sending all these parts out, sent it to Japan, and then put up the wheel. And it's up there. The government know about it. They arrested Elijah Muhammad in 1942 to question him about it. So they know this. I got videos of it. I got plenty of videos of it. I can show it. Go watch my tape. I just put out called The Honorable Elijah Muhammad Mother Plane Part 2. I show videos of it, of his how it move and everything, how it move like a butterfly and sting like a bee. But those beings, I think it's put up in 1930 something, 38, something like that. Maybe before that, I think it was. But this machine was what they were shooting at. Okay. And this machine is a half a mile by half a mile, about the size of 2 aircraft carriers put together. And it's got 1,500 bombing planes on it. The bombing planes are what you call the flying saucers, right? And this machine is the most elusive vehicle ever created on this side of the galaxy, because it can hide underwater, it can hide inside of a mountain. It can dematerialize itself and hide inside of a mountain. How the hell you gonna fuck with it? Okay, go underwater when you try to shoot it, and then it's so fast that it can post up over New York, and then 10 seconds later it can be posted up over Tokyo, and 10 seconds later you can't chase it, you can't target it. It's impossible. The government still trying to study it right now. And they found out about it when Armstrong and them went up there, and they said that it's this big, it's like a big hot beehive. Right. And they saw it. They took pictures of it, man. I got a whole bunch of videos of it. The government got plenty of videos of it.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of that before. So you right on point that it looked like, it just looked like a beehive.
It looked like a beehive, and they said that it was humming. Armstrong said that it was humming. It had a hum coming from it, like that. They recorded the sound, and when they came back,
beehive it might have been a mental ship, because the beehive, the bee mind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, hard. Yeah, hey, this some shit you don't want to fuck with. The wheel is some shit you don't want to fuck with, man. It's a synchronized. Hey, it's got the planes. They agile hypersonic fighters. You know what an agile hypersonic fighter? That means they can move like this.
Yeah.
Man, look, it's a Japanese pilot that say that one of the baby planes was toying with them. He said that he was flying 300 and some 600 and some miles an hour, and the baby plane pulled up and was matching their speed on the front of them. And then they said it just darted off. The shit just darted off. Yeah, just like 600 miles. The shit just darted off. Look, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. Recently, they shot a rocket, and the rocket was flying at 15,000 miles an hour. You hear what I just said? 15,000 miles. That's like Mark 6 with Mark up there. It's Mark high. It's high Mark. Right. So it's like Mark is like 700 something. Yeah, that's high up there, right? This fucking UFO flew in and fucking danced around the rocket, shot it with a laser, and then darted off. How fast? That shit going 15,000 miles an hour. How fast is that motherfucker darting off from 15,000 miles an hour? You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick,
Oh,
for,
Hey, I've always said they technology is weak.
for,
man, ain't nothing to compare.
sounds crazy. Bro just broke down the book of Enoch. Wait a minute. That's in your Bible, or that might not be in the Bible, but it's in certain Bibles. The book of Enoch saying the same thing. When you're looking at
Yeah.
Purple Voodoo, it's saying the same thing. When you're looking at the
Right.
Dogon, they're same thing. All these different are so at this point, and then wait a minute, let's go further than that. You brought up Elijah Muhammad. I didn't, you did. And the funny
Yeah.
thing about it, you're right, Elijah Muhammad was talking about the entities. Malachi York spoke on these entities on
Yeah.
these crystal ropes.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
very technology. Wait a minute. Now, were y'all listening when they were talking about the third eye atlas? When y'all
The
were
hive
listening,
mind, that's the mind. Yeah.
3 eye atlas, they could say 3 eye, but they're talking about third eye atlas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they talking
They said
about
that's still up there. They said that's
right,
still up there.
Yeah,
out there, right?
I checked today.
Say, it's somebody on that ship, and it looks like African Americans. Like you said, you can tell all of them from different hair or the way their head shaped up.
Yeah.
When you said
Yeah.
head, they might think you're joking about that, except for you got a bunch of people in South America and in West Africa that try to turn their heads into cones to
That's
mimic
right.
some of
That's
the
right.
came back with information. So a lot of stuff that be sounding crazy when you tap into it and you start to look at them artifacts and everything else, they tell you the same thing. So yeah, no, I'm with it, Chief. Like for real.
Let me show you right now. 3-Eye Atlas, I track it every day. 3-Eye Atlas right now is in. Let me go up. It's up there.
My boy put
Yeah, you do that. That shit
It's
been
in
out a long
Gemini
time
right
too.
now. It's in Gemini right now. It's right up above. So it's kind of like southeast above my head, right up there
Yeah.
in Gemini. That's
Yeah,
where
that's
3-Eye
fire.
Atlas is.
That's
Still.
fire.
Yeah,
That's fire. Yeah, I know 3-Eye Atlas is advanced auto intelligence because Enlil put the black satellite. The black it's the same cell technology as the black satellite.
man, it messed my head up.
I'm
I
gonna
know
blow it
I
up. I'm gonna
into
blow it
it,
up so you can see it.
but at one point in time it split.
I can't move it real fast because it'll start moving to like the actual position. But you see where it is in Gemini. That's where it is
Yeah.
right now. 3-Eye Atlas.
Crazy. And you know,
Yeah.
I'm big on types of meteorites. This one, like we always talking about agnemanitite and tektites and things of that nature. They absorb dark energy and dark. When I got all sorts of meteorites, moldavite is another one. And when you, like I say, it don't matter what tablet or scroll or Bible, Torah, Quran, whatever you read, they all say the same exact thing about these stones. When you look at the Kabbalah, they got the black stone. Now the funny thing about that black stone is they say it came from the Fertile Crescent. There's nothing fertile in where they at. So I believe that stone came from over here. Say with Cuba, and they took it and took it to the cube. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot. When you look at Louisiana, New Orleans, right? Y'all got pyramids on the coast in the underwater.
Right.
We got pyramids on the coast in Florida. The old Bermuda Triangle thing, the pyramids, quartz pyramids. How are we not talking about these kind of things? You know what I'm saying? This is way bigger than the ground. And we might not want to have that conversation because you know we can't prove everything, but it's some shit that we actually is tangible. We can
It's
point
gonna be proven now, boy. The shit coming out now.
Everything, man. You say, man, that's key. It's tangible. It can be proven.
Yeah, it's coming out now.
Hey, a lot of things it might not be in a particular book, but we know it's proven to us.
And the biggest thing about it is once I see these Olmec heads and everything else, I'm always say that I ain't worshiping none. These ain't idols. These are blueprints. And then when I see these are telling us, okay, when we gonna rebuild? You know what I'm saying? Right now, hold on. What website can I find the Hawkeye? What's this shit?
Since we brought up tangible, I just want to show a picture because the last conversation, the last show that we had, right? And Elder was talking about tangible. Remember we were talking about the blood moon?
Yeah.
We were outside, right? We were under the blood moon, right?
Right.
Spend some time. I spent some time. Now I have never seen this anywhere in my backyard. I came out the next morning and look what I found. A little baby hawk feather.
I see.
Now that's tangible.
Okay, fire.
That's tangible. You know what I'm saying? That's proof.
Yeah. The feathers mean a lot. The hawk feather mean a lot to some land.
Coincidentally,
all of our spirituality falls upon
next
that.
morning, coincidentally, I go out there, pick up my incense burner. I look down, and that's right over there.
I see.
You can't tell me nothing.
Hey, you know what? Some keep on saying that this dude, your name is Chief Hawk, your Chief Hawkeye. Chief Hawkeye. Chief Hawkeye.
Dude keeps saying that.
Not talking about like the spirit just said your name Chief Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, well you can put Hawkeye is just a that's a short version of, but you can put Chief in there. That's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Chief Hawkeye. My cool.
They say,
We call it.
how can we get in contact with Chief Hawkeye?
Oh man, I tell you what, I'll give y'all email, man. I'm gonna go on ahead and give y'all email. It's Mike. As a matter of fact, I'll shoot it to a rich store. You want me to text it to you and then you can put it up?
Yeah, if you put it in the comments, I'll pin it real quick and they can run it back.
Okay. Let me put it in the comments.
Man, yeah, that's why like I said, I really like this show. We talking about relics and antiquities. We talking about coins.
Man, this show was fire in the motherfucker. This show right here was a banger, man. I got some fire shit out this show.
Wasn't
and
it?
The show you put out, we found an antique. Bro, I can tell you the show that you put out about the World Fair the next day or the day before, we had just found something from the World Fair. They might have burned down. We found one piece of the World Fair, and on it was 2 Indians, and all of them gonna have the same thing. Them 2 big old feathers, whether it be ostrich feathers or whether it be kind of that represents that we were on code with each other. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing business with each other, north, south, east, west.
So now, hey, look, so y'all looking deeper into like most shit. Like y'all saying, okay, you able to see most shit off of it, like see that, okay, this shit right here is older than, you know what I'm saying, like on the World Fair shit. Cause there's some shit out here, man, that once you run across it, that some of these people don't even know what the fuck it is. A lot of people don't even know what it is. It be ancient fucking technology. Some of that shit you might be some ancient shit that we can that you use to active. If you know how to activate it, it's a fucking certain power to that shit. Well, especially the shit you got with the stones engraved into it. That all them pieces you got that came with the stones already engraved. That's a fucking technology, man. That shit is technology.
There it is. That's why we collected, man. When I say this stuff brings me power, I can feel the power that technology brings me, man, whenever I use it. Yeah. When
they talk about that piece you showed with all them done with that shit you showed, like not the last piece, probably the piece before that.
Oh,
the piece that Arisha showed. Yeah, the one with the like it cost a lot of money. The one I said it looked like it cost $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
The coin.
That's some kind of technology, man. That's some kind of technology.
It's a key. It's really a key. All right, so if you look at the Veracruz, you see where they got those stone temples, they uprooted them, took them to the Smithsonian, destroyed some of them. Some of them were emitting energy. Some of them are now. Let's go to the alien shit. Some of them are stargates. When you just talk about when you talk about the Grand Canyon, Grand Canyon Stargate that goes directly to. Now we can say we're crazy and everything else, but the stones. King Tut is the walking person. They'd be like King Tut, this King Tut, that. King Tut was physically deformed. He was also an alien entity. His mother was alien entity. They tell you this on the scrolls. They tell you this on the walls. Akhenaten was alien entity. That's why he was trying to change everything up. They were trying to do things. And the first thing, now the reason I said that was King Tut never traveled himself. He didn't do no long travel. His body was messed up. He went through wormholes and got back and forth to America.
That's right.
He has turquoise that's from over here. All turquoise is different. It has the same energies, but all turquoise is geologic, and it has signatures. You see what I'm saying? Persian turquoise is popping in it. Bisbee turquoise look like smoke in it. Every turquoise has something different. He has American turquoise. We need to talk about this. We don't want to, you know what I'm saying? The stones
is found in Kentucky.
You see what I'm saying? They found all these different things in the Grand Canyon. Even when we talk about the ancient, what we call Buddha, or I like to call Sambos, Sambo is found in the old Mesoamericas as well as the Grand Canyon. They found the first thing he said when he found it was, "Yo, there is ancient Egyptian artifacts in here and ancient Buddha artifacts in here." When you say ancient, kind of automatically, when you say ancient, you got to get rid of the whitewash and realize Sambo had a big wide nose, slanted eyes, Bantu knots, locks. When you talk about ancient humans, they can say whatever about the wigs and everything else. Man, this is how our hair naturally grow, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And all these different people, they all saying the exact same thing. They talking to interdimensional, I don't care what, north, south, east, west, whatever indigenous people, they're talking to higher entities. That's the whole point of us talking about. When you talk about more, you said more meant one thing to you, but when I was coming up, they taught us that more meant astrologer or a traveler, one that knows how to travel by the stars.
Yeah,
right.
So navigator. He navigates.
That's why I said that these people taught them astronomy. Right, astronomy is the reading how to read the stars and how to travel by the stars. If you go read the book of Enoch, it said that Shamgazu taught them how to use astronomy. That's how to travel by the stars and how to plant and everything by the stars. The Moors knew that information, and that's how they used to navigate around the planet based on the astronomy that the other god didn't want them to know. The other god was Enlil. But the Gigis are the 200 Nephilim guys that they later became Nephilims, right? Because they went against Enlil's teaching the humans. They didn't want you to know nothing but dig and gold. That's what Enlil wanted. But these beings taught you how to do astronomy, how to navigate the stars, they didn't want Enlil want you staying in one spot doing what you told. Dig this gold, Lulu Amalu. Dig this gold. Lulu Amalu means primitive worker.
Keep your head down. Don't look up.
Yeah, and you know, we different, y'all. These people that y'all talking on here, y'all different from primitive Lulu Amalus, because y'all ain't the people that say, "Oh, I just gotta go to work and just be a good bot." You ain't that person that say, "I gotta go to work and be a good bot." You don't really. If you working right now, you on a plantation type job, you don't like it. You know, if people that love working on a job is a bot. I'm telling you, man, ain't no way I like working on a wife unless you working for yourself. If you work on a job for yourself, that's different. But if you working on a plantation for somebody else and they paying you hourly money or salary money, then and you like it, you probably a bot. You probably a bot. I'm telling you.
20 years. How? 20 years. How have you been on the job? I can't do this. I can't be 90 days. I need that check. I'm gonna go flip this. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Put that check. Just look at that first check flipping.
now, seriously, now we done all had I done had a corporate job before, but
me too. Yeah.
I was never the person. I was never the person that was comfortable in a corporate job. Never.
Wait,
I never really wanted to be there. I knew I was more than just a corporate job.
Situation when you work corporate. Even when you were what we call a house nigga. You get listen. I hate to say it. When I was working. You know what I'm saying?
Happy there. Everybody got to do what they got to do. But if you happy there, you
your job.
If you like certain jobs ain't jobs. Like people that claim they play in the NBA, they want to make it to the NBA, football or whatever, some kind of job. I wanted to do this job. Now that's a little different too. But I'm saying if you just want a regular job where you dread getting up to go clock in, like, man, I gotta go down to these motherfuckers, that type of place, then now if you saying you don't like doing it, that's a sign that you ain't a bot and you don't want to be a part of this program. See, bots they follow the program. They don't complain about the program. Bots just stick to the program. That's how you know who a bot is. Bots stick to the original program versus everybody else. They write us, the people that's not bots, the organic people. We write shit as we go. You write shit as you go, as you learn, as you go through life. You use some programming because it's how the system's set up, right? Like it's like okay, I can't do this because this shit gonna land me in jail, or I can't do this, or I can do this. It's certain shit you can and can't do based on certain programs, but you always find ways to optimize the program. That's how you know you're not a bot. But we all bound to the program because it's how the fucking matrix. We part of the system until we all as a collective say, you know what, fuck this place, fuck this shit. This shit's going down now, but you know what I mean, right? That type of thing.
Yeah. Real quick, let me tag team with you real quick. Because what you just said, that's the problem, right? A lot of us get up, we do the same thing, we feeding the system that they designed to fuck us up. Now, solution. Yeah. We talking about antiques and relics and antiquities and things of that nature, artifacts. How do you get out the system? Work for yourself. You can find an artifact. Let's say you go into your marketplace, or you go to your flea market, or you go somewhere underground market, and you find an antiquity. Now you buy this antiquity and you sell it back to your people. You sell it back to somebody in your tribe. Of course, you're gonna give you a premium for the finder's fee. You know what I'm saying? You keep flipping your money like this. This is how we do it. Now you might find something that's super exotic that might not mean nothing to me, but it might mean something to the bird clan. Then let me get it to the bird clan. This is also how we made treaties with each other. This is also how we came together and said, yo, I got this back from the colonizer. This don't really mean nothing to my history, but this might mean something to you on yours. You know what I'm saying? This is how we did. This is how we trade commerce. This is how you can make a lot of money in coins, commodities. This is what we have to go back to anyway. Barter and trade system. They done fucked up the American dollar. Donald Trump bit off a little bit more than what he could chew.
Man.
He got in there with shit, not realizing you half-assing, and these people are strategic what they do. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to show something real quick. We was talking about studying the stars. See, we do it over here. We ain't just talking about it. We do it. This is just some of the stuff that I be studying. You know, when I'm studying the stars, I'm mapping stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, on a regular basis. You see what I'm saying? So this is important stuff to do, to know yourself, to follow what's happening, to be able to be intuitive, to be tapped in to the source. You understand?
And I'm gonna get another one. Tap in with God. On I think Friday Risings and the whole Melanated Immortals matriarch thing. Young Elder know exactly what you're talking about when he's talking about that whole 1320 thing, the whole 1320 calendar, and it being 3 calendars. He know exactly what we're talking about. If we get on our own tones and 52 acts of unity. You know what I'm saying? Well, they got us thinking some Kwanzaa shit whole time. They got this shit from us with the 52 acts of unity. What does that mean? We got it. One day we need to sit down and do sound bowls together. One day we need to sound the chief together, so we can vibrate on high frequencies and brainstorm together. One day we need to go work out, go hunt together. One day it's 52 acts of unity. This is our culture. When they say indigenous Americans don't got no culture, our culture is the gemstones, and this is what they don't want you to see. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking nobody, but at the same time, the same place. Wherever you look, north, south, east, west, we are on a large amount mounds and mountains and stones and Cambodias and ancient. You know what I'm saying? So, no, man, I appreciate you, young Elvin, for tapping in with us. Like I said, man, I
gotta get ready to get off. I gotta get ready to get off too, because I gotta go.
We gotta get you. Man, what'd you say, yo?
Well, if I could, just real quick before you get off, I just want to make sure that I say this: the green stones, because you know I'm always gonna speak about the heart. That's what I'm all about. That's what keep me tapped in. That's who I am. So my heart keep me tapped in to the source. Green stones is important right now. Green stones.
Kuku Khan was born on the 21st.
This is the time of truth. This is the time of truth. So you speak from your heart. Green stones.
That's right.
Power up.
Spring equinox. Quetzalcoatl, his day is on the 21st, but all service day is on the 17th. They call it St. Patrick's Day. They say it's green time too. That's why they call it the St. Patrick. They're just trying to throw us off with it. Whole time we supposed to be into these jades, these emeralds, these moss agates, these moldavite. It's a lot of green stones, these green tourmalines, all these different things produced. And it's like you said, it's most definitely in tuning us with the heart chakra of the earth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I appreciate you for tapping in with us. You most definitely,
peace.
Definitely
divine love.
Went in. And God, man, appreciate it, Hawkeye. You got anything else to show? No, what else? What's your cash app, young elder?
Oh, the Young Elder, like THE Young Elder.
Okay. What's the next? What you got coming up next?
Oh, me and Rod be live tomorrow, man, on the animal migration with an animal's origin farm tomorrow in zoo type. And what's your zoo type? You know what I'm saying? Like your animal totem. Like mine is a hawk, black hawk, and a lion.
What's your galactic signature?
What you mean? My galactic signature. My name, galactic name?
No, your Olmec galactic signature. We're gonna get your galactic signature because you always in the stars, so we would go get your galactic signature and figure that out. I'll figure it out for you tomorrow. Just we'll figure some shit out for you tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody got like 2 or 3 zoo types, but like I say, my zoo type is the lion and the hawk. Right? So my tribal name is Black Hawk.
The lion and the hawk. You a griffin. Murders
Yeah,
and
Black
Lion and
Hawk.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Hold on, you the Griffin. I got to get you some Griffin coins.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, we're gonna be talking about the Griffin too, me and Rod tomorrow. The Griffin, the House of Gryffindor.
Oh
We
yeah,
the
that's gonna
House
be
of
nice.
Gryffindor.
That's gonna be a
Yeah, the
nice.
House
Now,
of
that
Gryffindor.
goes into now you playing, but that actually goes into the black nobility. When
Yeah,
you
that's
looking at
right.
the
That's
yeah, that
right.
goes to yeah.
Yeah,
Everything gonna back up. Everything.
the Felicians, because they had it on the front of their boat. They had the on front of their boat. Like when they used to sail, they used to put it on the front of their boats.
Hey,
The
since people
Felicians.
asked, I don't mean to cut you, but since people asked, I did put my email up. So if
Where's
you
that?
Go
can
ahead.
ask that real
You
quick,
never put in you put it in our private chat. Put it in the comments,
brother, you
or you can
would.
put it on after the show. Just
Okay, I got you.
yeah, either or you can put it on there afterwards, and then I just pin it in the after it's all up and everything. Man, I hope that we find, you know what I'm saying, we a good find, and everybody find something else for next week, and we're gonna keep stepping it up, man. Look at get your commodity game up, coins, especially silver right now. Keep on sleeping on silver if you want to. You're gonna bite your ass. Copper most definitely get you some exotic stuff. You know what I'm saying? I serve and I am a service. I say.
There it is.
Did you put in the Did you put in the comments?
I'm putting
Just put
it
it on
in.
put it on after, and then so it stay on there anyway, and then come straight to you.
I'll put it on after. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, appreciate
All right,
God.
y'all.
Appreciation. I see.
Peace, love,
I
through
say,
the darkness.
peace.
I see. Well, yeah.
What is remembered is never truly gone.
The stone remembers the voices of those who came before.
And through time, their wisdom continues to speak.
Across homes, across distances, the circle reforms. Not entertainment, not noise, but remembrance.